Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. I'm your host, Smooth Operative, and you are watching Time Capsule. It is the show where we travel back in time to your favorite years in gaming and showcase awesome speedruns of games released in the same year. Tonight, we are taking it back to the year 2004 with speedruns of Half-Life 2, and later, we will go on a frog hunt for all Caratans in Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. But before we begin, let me share some announcements with you. GDQ 2025 will be live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, January 5th through the 12th. Registration and hotel booking are now open. Visit gamesdonequick.com and check out the GDQ 2025 important dates section to learn more about that. UBAF is also returning as GDQ's first Black charity event, Back to Black, which will be live February 7th through the 9th. Run submissions are open from now until November 5th, so go to submissions.gamesdonequick.com for more info if you're interested in submitting for that. And also, Games Done Quick is hiring. We are looking for an event programming lead that will be responsible for the 10,000-foot view of our mainline event schedules. So if you are interested or know someone that is, head on over to gamesdonequick.com/jobs for more info. But with that, y'all, I'm ready to get started. So here to show us a speedrun of Half-Life 2, please welcome Forever Dirch.
Hello, everyone. I am Dirch, Forever Dirch for long. I've been speedrunning this game for about 3 years now, as well as doing some Portal and Half-Life 1 stuff.
Awesome. And we do have a guest commentator, Wayzone, if you care to introduce yourself.
I'm Wayzone. I run this game for quite a long time. I haven't run it that much recently, but occasionally I'll open the game. But I'm here to commentate, and good luck to Dirch on this run coming up.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, Dirch, if you want to give us the countdown when you're ready, we're ready to go.
Okay. Before I start a new game, I just like to explain the category itself a little bit. So, new engine, any percent, no void clip. It's a standard any percent run. We go from start to beginning as fast as we can, using whatever glitch is available, except for void clip, which is a relatively boring trick because it looks a lot like a loading screen where we travel horizontally through out-of-bounds space, and it takes a long time RTA, so we're not going to do that. Most runners don't, and they just pick up this category instead. I'm going to start a new game now, but the timer will not start until a white flash and a train horn when we get plopped into the world by G-Man.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so
rise and
go ahead.
shine.
Before we get started here, so we got I guess we're going to explain a bit how like the movement works in this game. So you have the old engine and you have the new engine version. The old engine version has sort of like, you hold W, you jump, and you kind of gain just a little bit of speed each time. In this new engine version, they decided to patch it, but they patched it the most spectacular way you probably could. So where that adds velocity backwards from where you're facing. So we can use that to our advantage to actually gain a lot of speed going backwards from where we're facing, or from the direction it thinks you're trying to go also. So if you just B-hop backwards without holding the S key and just time your jump hitting the ground, also timer's about to start here, you just slowly gain speed on every jump.
3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
All right, so right here, what he's doing is he's doing a few save loads right at the right timing. And what those save loads do lags out the game and makes the trains kind of clip into each other. And we can use that to clip out of the train. So, yeah. He stubbed his toe there and kind of went flying. And that's kind of like the movement we're seeing here. So I mentioned how, going backwards gains speed. It's really just what direction the game thinks you're going. And if you hit if you hit the opposite key of like where you're facing, you'll gain speed in that direction when you jump off the ground. So what he's doing here is doing what's called plus strafing, which is a little command that lets you use your mouse to control Gordon's movement. Like you move the mouse forward, Gordon walks forward, left and right, whatever locks the mouse. So you can pull it backwards while you're going forwards, and the game thinks you're going backwards, so it adds velocity to where you're facing. It's a very easy way to add speed to where you're facing going forwards.
It's me, Gordon, Barney from Black Mesa. Hey, sorry for the scare. I had
All
to
right,
put on a show for
let's
the
see.
cameras.
making the sculpture here in the first Barney cutscene.
Can't take too long or they'll get
So,
suspicious. I'm way
luckily, we don't have many of these anymore.
Run.
What was that? Go ahead.
It's my favorite hobby in this room.
Yeah.
This is just for fun, presumably.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got about a minute to kill in here.
Yeah, luckily, cutscenes are a dime a dozen these days compared to the older days. So, it's pretty cool, but we still haven't gotten past this one.
I'm thinking.
Oh yeah,
It's a
there's a
very nice
bounty for someone out there to solve it.
As long as he stays away from checkpoints, we should be okay. Listen, I gotta go, Doc. We're taking enough
Alright,
chances as
so
it is.
this little trick where you can hit NPCs on the head, and if you do it just right, they think they're stuck, and they have to get to where they're going, so what's their only option? They teleport. So you'll see that here.
Man, that's what I was afraid of.
There you go. Teleports to the door. It's a little way to speed some stuff up.
Nice.
So there, minor trick, save deletion. So you can basically reload the map with like default values and settings of like Gordon's state and all that by deleting your old save and trying to reload it. Resets the map and it gets rid of the door on the very beginning of this map.
And in most speedrun versions of Half-Life 2, your field of view is locked at 75 until you do that.
Alright, so not only is what he just did here, jump over this guard, a little skip, but it also skips a trigger that makes Gordon start taking damage. So he's actually invincible. So we're going to actually jump off the roof here, this little paint can. And now we're going to do probably one of the most wackiest sort of glitches in the game. So what I was going to do is going to move this thing along the tire, so where it's kind of touching it and not touching it. It's going to start floating away, and then we're going to start touching it ourselves. Now we kind of get the glitch state ourselves here. So we're going to do multiple things. There's new things in this run. We made a little save there, which you're going to use later. We'll see. So right now we're still in this glitch state, and whenever we crouch, we're going to be able to set basically set a teleport point. So when he crouches and you stay crouched and you touch a physics object, you teleport to where you started crouching initially. So we're going to use that to our advantage here in a second. But first, we're going to go ahead and touch that teleport point here with a little prop like this. And now we're just floating and clipping through walls. So we're just going to use this to get out of bounds up here. And what we're going to do is he's going to crouch at a very specific time in a very precise spot. Very nice. And I just got to keep holding crouched. So
We'll see if that spot works. I'm a little sussed out by it, but
yeah, it was a little off. Hopefully it does. I think it'll work. We'll see. It's kind of far back.
we'll see. I had pretty bad luck in Summer Games Done Quick 2024 with this trick, so we will see.
Yeah. So play AG. Play it now.
Administrator. Don't get my dad started on Dr. Breen.
All right. So
Now we're setting up a prop at a very specific spot, very specific coordinates, so that when we touch it, we also transition levels at the same time. And it teleports us and transitions us into the map at a very different spot.
yeah, it has to be same frame. So you have to like drop that pal in just the right spot. So when we walk forward, we touch it in the same frame. And there you go. We did it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That whole trick is single segment because if you load a save, you risk crashing the game.
Yeah.
That was really trippy. GG.
Yep. Just a little sort of wrong warp, I guess you can call it.
Okay, yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
There's another trick that's actually called a wrong warp. That's something different, like old engine, but I think of that more like a wrong warp. So there's save deletion. We do that to get the suit back. Because default state of the level and everything. So now is where the speedrun really starts. Now we can sprint and do all these fun things.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, barrel, or is that trash bin boost, I think it's called?
I don't know, you shoot the thing and you go flying. That's all I know.
Yeah, you shoot the thing and it just happens to be positioned in the air at just the right spot where you can ramp
Brain
off
launch.
of it.
Brain launch. Oh, not first try.
Train issue?
Oh,
We're getting a couple train issues.
I believe.
That's okay. That's to be expected.
There we go. Nice. So here you have to make sure you hit the ground before you touch that level change trigger. It won't work. Just a little thing on that end of the level. Oh, you almost had a pretty good section here. Come on, you have to get fast at video game strats. Oh.
I'll just take the backup.
All right.
Here's a relatively new strat.
Yeah, so this is going to be called ISG. So what happens here is he's going to go here. This is actually in the red letter day skip. We said it was going to crash, but if you're lucky and if you do it just right and like quick enough, you can do a state called ISG. And what happens is you touch the prop when you're in that glitch state from the red letter day skip, and now the props are all like kind of floating, like everything's kind of water, and you can kind of clip through. So we use that to kind of clip through the wall there with that prop. It's very wonky, but now the physics of the game is just all wonky everywhere for all the props.
And you'll see soon enough.
Yeah.
The only way to cancel this state is to close out of the game entirely, which I will be doing in a couple maps.
We'll really see on this level the props just kind of floating like everything's water.
The player itself kind of bounces around too, especially after that one clip
Yep.
we just did.
There you go. Nice. That's a very awkward
nice
clip.
one.
Yeah, it's a very awkward clip, that one. Yeah, the way like clipping through walls kind of works in this game for this track, and then like another secret trick that we'll see later in the run that's a lot more consistent. But it's all
Having a bit of a technical difficulty here.
yeah. Give me Manhack.
Okay, we should be in the clear now. I need this barrel.
The Manhack said no on that.
I got this.
Okay,
There we go.
All right, so when you save and load, when you're stuck in a prop, you just go downwards, and you can give yourself velocity. Each time you save load, you move slightly more through the world. So that's kind of what's going on here. He's getting himself stuck in this barrel.
This manhack is very stubborn.
Yep. And now he's going to
Here we
use
go.
the barrel to boost himself through this wall to kind of skip a bit of the level here.
There we go.
Nicely done.
Nice, yeah.
And whoop, nice.
8 health, but we should be fine. So once I'm over here,
You got this. I'm just going to save load
switch.
straight down to the end of the level.
Yep, I'm paying attention to my velocity on the top right of the screen here because it tells me whether or not I'm keeping horizontal speed. If you keep any horizontal speed and you do like tick perfect or like save loads that are right after each other, you can accidentally invalidate the run because it's technically a void clip.
Yep. We're starting.
I just quit the game and I rebooted it. I'm switching to full screen since it's easier on my PC to load in windowed. Load the most recent save, and we're here.
Yeah, so that cancels out the ISG trick with this because we don't need it, but we can always call back that ISG save if we want it back. We can do it at any point in the run because we have that saved back when we did the red letter day skip section. But yeah, with the wonkiness of the props, it can also just mess a lot with a lot of other things, so we don't want to have it on all the time. Alright, so coming up on the one of the more iconic parts of the run. This is boatless. Very start of boatless here, so you get to really see the movement of this game. Stretch its legs, I guess. Stretch Gordon's legs.
It's especially fun and momentum-y to hop through the vehicle sections of the game since they're naturally larger.
Yeah, so any bit of water in this game will cancel out your velocity or like prevent you from taking fall damage and like cancel out your velocity. So that's how he doesn't die. So here's a pretty complicated trick. So he's going to save delete and then get in the airboat. It's not true boatless. We're going to go backwards. And then what we're going to do is he's going to clip through this level change of the previous level, actually. And what we're going to do is he's going to come out here and he's going to exit the airboat into this level change trigger. And now he's no clip. I mean, yes clip. Not no, but yes. It's allowed.
It's very
Exactly.
yes. We like it.
Very yes. Very no cheats. We did not need to engage SV cheats to do that. We can just delete a vehicle as we're exiting it.
Yeah. So no clip would be nice to have for the rest of the game, but unfortunately, you can't go through level change triggers when you're in no clip. So, or I mean yes clip and no clip for that matter. But yeah. So we got to get rid of it, and you can get rid of it by just getting hit by a barnacle, and you're good. You have an intruder.
We are the red spy.
So there's another method for avoiding fall damage. If you hit a slope just the right way, not only you go flying, kind of what's happening here, but you can also avoid fall damage because you kind of like ramp up it instead of like land on it, if that makes sense. Like stay on the ground. It's kind of weird how it works. Nicely done. Pretty hard map getting through this goo tunnel because it's just the floor is death, and you gotta like be fast enough to not hurt you or kill you.
Yeah, the tunnel of death, I've been calling it pretty much my entire time of Half-Life 2 speedrunning. To be able to do that without replenishing health takes a fair amount of skill or experience. Most new players just break those 2 boxes and then wind up again.
So he's not immune to fall damage, see?
Yes. No cheats.
I'm wondering, Dirch, when you were like kind of a new person in the community, did you get a lot of help from Wayzone or maybe some of the other vets?
Oh yeah, Lyron, especially Lyron Meow. I'm gonna shout him out because he's constantly active, almost constantly active, and gives a lot of good advice. Where I learned all the different methods of circle strafing, which is the movement tech of like right here, spin backwards as a sort of swinging.
Not the
motion.
clipping through wall. That was something else.
Yeah.
So this clipping through wall here is actually a side effect of that yes clip thing we did. So because the game actually still thinks we're in the airboat, so it actually like disables Gordon's collision to physics objects. So what happens in that is, now the clipping works in this game, is like Gordon has like a world like collision model, and then he has like a physics collision model. So the physics collision model is actually turned off right now. So he can still interact with the world, but if he interacts with a physics prop, that physics model will just travel through anything when you touch an object. And then when that object gets into like an open space that's like valid, Gordon will just teleport to it. So that's kind of why the clipping just kind of looks like you're holding a prop and then you teleport through the wall. It's because there's an invisible like Gordon hitbox that's traveling.
Like, Gordon, take this. You might need it.
HP management wise, I'm pretty low. I'll need to pick up some stuff and a container right in this next area. Unfortunate.
Speedrunning this game shows how generous some of these boxes are. Like, oh, they have exactly what you need.
Some of these boxes are just programmed to give you what you need if you're low on something.
All right, boss fight here coming up. Important boss fight. All right, boss fight completed. Nice.
Good job. I'm
And there we
assuming
go.
that was tough.
Yeah, I'm breaking a sweat right now. That was, whew,
You're doing great.
I didn't know if I was gonna survive.
All right, so this is a newer piece of tech with this ISG stuff. So here we're gonna get down to the bottom here. We're gonna do a bunch of like weird NPC trigger manipulation shenanigans here.
It's not ISG related. I'm not going for Eli V4. That one's way too dangerous in a marathon. I'm going for V3.
V3
Doesn't really have to do with ISG, but I practiced it. I just don't remember it well enough to confidently go for it.
Okay.
And it's a common rowing point of the run too.
Yeah.
Right now we're just waiting for Alex to spawn in. Not much else we can do right now except wait.
Yeah, so...
The Vorticon said you were here. I can't believe you made it so...
Yeah, it still is quite a bit of like just manipulating NPC triggers. So you can stand in certain places or look at certain things to make NPCs do things out of order sometimes. If the conditions are right, it's kind of strange. Like when certain sequence breaks with them will work. Yeah, we can use that to save quite a bit of time in this cutscene.
Save about a second by looking at this cremator head.
Yeah, the cremator is a cut enemy from the game. For those who didn't know.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
That's what that head is of, is one of those.
Very
Right
cool.
here.
Very creepy.
We're about to perform save load abuse pausing, also known as slapping. Where we pause after the first tick after a save load and then save load again, so on and so forth to manipulate the choreography of NPCs. I'm going to time it with this door opening to trigger the final section of this cutscene.
The Vorticons relieved me so I could come...
And now
see you.
Alex is talking to
I should
Mossman
be in here
from
working on
the
portal.
basement.
Yeah, just a
While
radio,
Mossman's still
you know?
up in the... Yeah, up on the airlock.
Are you blaming
You
me?
can see her looking up at her through the ground. She just knows where she just knows where Mossman
You
is.
should let me do the
Wall
calculations
hacks.
next time, as well as
Cheater.
installing it.
Alex,
This is a fantastic alternative to Eli V2, which would involve save loading up that elevator shaft.
Oh,
And it's
yeah,
take a
that-
super long time.
Have some fun.
Yeah, no.
So
It's
what's the time
basically
save here?
Let's get out of here.
about a minute, if I
Oh,
recall.
okay. That's pretty hefty. Poor Alex getting bopped.
You met Dr. Mothman. She's one of the main...
Yeah. I guess it is NPC abuse. They don't call it that for nothing.
About how her in the Black Mesa test chamber today. I'm
sorry, that was
She'll be
bad.
talking behind her
Yeah.
back. Just keep it-
It's funny seeing you grab all this stuff. It looks like you're just trying to make like anything, like a fort or something down here, collecting supplies.
These have a purpose. So for the box and the pallet here is using that to help get this teleport so that her path is blocked like further down the line so she gets to that quicker. Then the other barrels is just placing it so you can use them later.
Okay,
So-
yeah.
And you can keeps this one here. You can't stick it too far down or otherwise it'll disappear. And then you'll use that to clip through here. So there you go. We don't get to
Nice.
pet
I'm
the
not gonna
dog in
see
this
dog.
game. Yeah, we don't get to
Yeah,
pet
no
the
dog. We don't
don't
ever
need
see
to-
dog, actually.
I
We don't
mean, you
need to
can
see dog
if
to
you
believe.
wait 5 seconds, you can see him. If you want to wait 5 seconds.
Yeah.
might
Are
be
you talking
worth
about later in the game?
Yeah.
I see.
All right, Ravenholm. We don't go to Ravenholm, we go over Ravenholm.
Yeah. Over and through the walls of Ravenholm, of which there are many.
Yeah, this is where you really see Quick Clip kind of shine here. That's kind of what we call this clipping through the wall, is a Quick Clip.
Oh yeah, this is a trip.
There's a whole map we don't even enter at this point.
Yeah, it's a pretty
I don't know if
cool.
we...
It's a pretty cool bit of movement here. You stacks 2 grenades to boost higher with speed, and then just B-hops off the middle, gets speed, and hits the ramp over the level. Then in this level, just 1 grenade and a well-timed jump flies you over the wall.
Wow. This is something positive for people who are scared of Ravenholm.
Oh yeah, we don't spend a lot of time in there.
Oh, no Maxim strats. All right, let's clip, beam clip. Nicely done.
Heavy beam clip. Even if we landed on a solid, we wouldn't take fall damage from that quick clip in particular.
Yeah, one of those beams is actually a prop and not part of the level, so that's why I could clip through it. And like I said, since your like physics hitbox doesn't have collision, it retains the velocity you had, so you can like slingshot it through walls and like at an angle to kind of get into weird areas that way. I like how the night was only like 3 minutes. Very good.
Yep. Time travel.
Gordon's making the physics no longer theoretical here.
Set that up better.
Rev up the Bugatti. Go.
Rev up the Bugatti.
Yeah, this is Coast. This is probably the most iconic part of this run of new engine runs, because this has always been a part of the game with new engine. You don't need the car. Even though the car can technically ABH too, if you didn't know that. It's just we're a lot more free in doing so.
I missed a transition trigger. There we go. Yeah, this is a very fun chapter. It can be done in under a minute. World record is under 50 seconds.
The movement here is so mesmerizing. Very cool.
It's a blast.
Yeah, I was going to say, you must be having a blast running this just in general, feeling invincible.
That's what I like about it, is it's fun, but challenging, but fun enough to where the challenge doesn't feel like bashing my head against a wall all the time. And it becomes fun to practice, which definitely helps.
This game is so much fun to practice.
Oh, yeah. Now, is this game like something that you played back in the day, Dirge? Or did you just kind of discover speedrunning fairly recently?
I think I first picked up this game around 2016.
Okay.
I first got Steam and TF2 in 2014. And I eventually got around to the Half-Life series, and then I eventually 100%ed Half-Life 2 in the episodes. Got all the achievements.
Nice.
And I actually found Wayzone's run on forget the acronym. IGN. They do a devs react to speedruns, and that's what inspired me to pick up speedrunning.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, this is Updog.
Yeah, this
AKA
is Updog.
Above Map. There's a big clip brush here that we can just walk on.
Yep.
That's trying to prevent the player from escaping the map by just surfing out of it, but we can hop on top of it.
Updog is a strat that's like, you either hit it first try or you lose 30 seconds. There's no in between.
And I have a fairly unique approach to it as well, but it's more consistent for me, so that's why I do it. Doing a very specific unduck to ramp to surf to, a lot of movement. There's a lot of combos to little movement tech in the game.
All right, hole in one.
Oh, I have to do this nadeless. Or I get to do this nadeless.
All right,
I need to wind up.
Nadeless hole in one. Maybe you can get it. Come on. I believe. Oh, that's looking good. Oh, that's looking good. Oh, no, hole in
just
one.
short.
Bitch, you can like land right in the tunnel there, and then like that a zombie doesn't spawn. You just go straight through. It's so fast.
But we got the dramatic effect zombie, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get one jump scare. Once more. Intruder alert, red spies in the base.
Oh no.
Right.
I'm coming for that intelligence.
So this room on the other side is kind of elevated off the ground, so you can use this little box to get a little boost. Flips to the wall.
All right. If you for somehow think this game didn't have enough quick clips, we got you covered.
Yeah, we got more. Plenty of
A lot more.
You got quick clips for your quick clips.
You gonna get turret jump? No. Oh,
Well,
they're kind of. Well,
I mean,
maybe.
I could. Here.
Right.
I gotta get this guy to... Ah,
No.
hang on. I'll try.
There you go. This saves like literally like no time, but it's so
There's,
it's so
there's
swag.
another head crab, or
No.
not head crab, antlion in my way, so I can't.
Yeah, that was just a little strat where you can like ramp off like the leg of the turret. And you can kind of like bounce all the way up. It saves like 2 seconds maybe at most, but it's very hard to hit. Yeah, this is really a chapter where we see Quick Clip really shine here.
Double damage boost off of the trip mine there. In Half-Life 1, you could place trip mines. In Half-Life 2, they just spawn in the map.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Again.
Of course, we don't need all the supplies. Sometimes we can just use the box as a prop.
Yeah. Oh, straight through the floor. Yeah, you can't stand still on a prop, or otherwise you just fall through. Like fall through the ground.
This is a very, very fun clip. And by fun, I mean hard and somewhat RNG.
Oh, you're doing this clip. Oh boy.
This clip. There we go.
Oh, nice. That's oh, not
Easy.
very nice.
Whoa, GG.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ways where that box is just in a wrong orientation where it'll get you stuck. And that's for every quick clip too. We have to orient the prop in a certain way, make it work better, and use a certain part of the wall.
Yeah, if a prop moves at all like towards you, you get stuck in it. So a prop either has to be moving away from you or be like completely still in order for you to do a quick clip through it.
Was it hard to like kind of get the hang of like where you hold the box, or if you approach it from like a specific side, it kind of balances out for the most part?
Some props are better than others. Like the little supply crate's actually very consistent at just about any way you hold it. But and a barrel's really consistent if it's being held like vertically. But then there's like some things that just almost impossible to clip with that we have to clip with sometimes, like that little paint can you clipped with a second ago.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
But a good way to kind of guarantee a clip is sort of like what he did here. Just let the prop sit there and then just kind of like do a little like circle jump through it.
Here's another instance of ISG. I just need to do this very quick because I saved very late during the hard save. Wait for the game to spawn. There we go.
Yeah. Purpose of this ISG is going to be a big sequence break in this like sort of sort of tower defense, kind of like you're just sitting there or just holding off a bunch of guards until the elevator comes down on this next map. So in order to do the sequence break, the thing that triggers it are going to be 2 turrets that you grab. Will activate like the holdout part, the tower defense. So we're going to start that early, but that's going to make the elevator go the wrong direction. So we're going to have to play part of the cutscene kind of delayed. There's those 2 turrets. He just has touched 2 of them. So you have to like delay the rest of the cutscene. So in the cutscene, elevator goes the other way, where it would normally go down. It reverses the elevator, makes it go up, and then activates the end. It's a very strange sequence break and like things you have to do. So what he's doing there is he set that metal piece on that panel, and Mossman, who Alex was talking to through the wall earlier, should get stuck in place until we see like a visual cue, and then we can let the cutscene continue, and then we can then let it play out, and then the level change trigger will exist, and we can leave. But now it's just going to be waiting for a minute or 2 here.
Got the self-defense here.
Yep, we're letting this soldier live, so we don't spawn more waves. Makes it a lot more manageable.
Oh, yeah, smart.
Also, we're immune to bullets right now.
Oh, right. Because there's like kind of two Gordons.
No, he just okay. So Gordon actually has a character model. Like, if you go in third person, it's just a gray Gordon statue, basically. But when you enter a vehicle, it disappears, and that's the thing that needs to be hit in order for Gordon to get hurt by bullets is the model. But it's gone because we're still technically in the vehicle right now. So he just has nothing to hit.
How long do we go through in this like kind of phantom vehicle Gordon state?
All the way till the second to last chapter.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
By that point, there won't be any walls where quick clip will be of benefit.
Right.
And we will want the health and armor for the next section.
If we do that save delete trick, we'll lose the state. It'll be gone.
Yep, it's similar to starting a new chapter. Or running the map command.
Yep.
Like a dev command.
So you'll see here this part of the cutscene. They're supposed to go up in the elevator and the teleporter in this cutscene, but instead what it'll do is it'll reverse the direction downward here, like that, and that saves like what is it, 2 minutes of this cutscene. It's pretty good.
Nice. Man, I kind of feel bad for that guy. He was like really trying for like 2 minutes straight, and then just boom.
Yeah. But he did his best. It's the effort that counts.
True.
Oh, moment.
You gotta actually, we can't ride elevators in this state.
I'm going to need to find that debris. Here it is. And perform a reverse CMS, which is a sort of backwards boost off of this, and ramp up into the level transition trigger at just the right time. And we're in.
Nice. I've never seen this strat before. Very nice. Let's just say
it doesn't even save any. It doesn't save much time, but it looks cool. And I still do it anyway for that reason alone.
Yeah. CMS stands for Cone's Mouth Surprise, if you're wondering.
Thanks for that.
Just go over that little tall invisible wall here. Oh, nicely done.
Nice little drop clip.
Yeah. So I mentioned how like if a prop is moving away from you, you can still kind of clip through it. That's kind of what happened there. So you kind of drop it while you're holding it. If you actually go too fast with the prop can only go a maximum of like 1,000 units per second. And Gordon can go way faster than that. So you gotta make sure you control your speed low enough so that you can like be slow enough to go through it.
This has to be one of my favorite maps movement-wise. Right now I'm kind of failing it, but if you get through in one shot, it's so satisfying because there's so many obstacles. Excuse me.
Yeah. Stage 17 is just like the trial run of everything you've learned in the speedrun, basically. It kind of feels like so many damage boosts, like ABH, heavy movement sections, quick clips, like it's just crazy. Stage 17, it's such a cool chapter.
There we go.
And there's actually one particular trick in this chapter that's just like combines like all like just about every strat into one. It's crazy. And it's just like it goes by in like half a second. You don't even realize what happens because we just kind of set it up and do it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's kind of towards the end of City 17 though, so do that a little bit later.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time.
Alright. Don't use the gravity gun here, you crash. Oh yeah, we don't have the gravity gun, by the way. The iconic weapon of this game, we don't have it.
It is you, isn't it? Give me a minute. I'm gonna plant some charges and blow this open.
Nor do we ever use the revolver.
That's kind of sad.
Zoom,
like
unzoom, and snipe gun.
Oh my
That's
god,
a-
nice.
Quite a difficult boost. Shout out to C's for conceptualizing that one.
Walk into the proper, stay on top of it, clip to the ground here. Oh, you gotta clip in just the right spot so you fall through a column or door frame or whatever. Alright. Nicely done.
That's another arena that we just entirely skip, where we do a defense section for Alex. But no, we don't need to do that. The level trigger is right there. It's accessible enough.
Like, it's crazy how some skips in this game are just like, yeah, you can just jump over the wall, and then like some are just like, oh, you have to do this complicated, like, wrong warp thing in order to get like in this exact spot. It's just like, it's just a huge variety of how you can skip things in this game. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a little bit of something for everybody.
Oh my goodness, that's a super tough trick to get first try.
Yo, let's go.
You say tough, I say random.
Yeah, there's a bit of randomness to it, but there is a setup of the precise crosshair lineup and place to stand on the railing. And
Nicely done.
timing
nicely
of the
done,
S
nicely
tap.
done. All right, so here's this trick I was talking about earlier. So right here, he's going to take this turret here. He's going to line it up. And what we're going to do is we're going to line up on the floor. We're going to do an SMG nade boost through the turret, through the wall, ABH into a slope, fly over the slope, fly over 2 invisible walls over to the end here. It's like...
And get
It's just crazy.
RG'd by the spread.
Yeah, the shotgun spread. It's just crazy. It's just like so much just happened there. You just cannot even tell what just happened. Oh,
Two boxes survived, so we're good.
oh. Getting bullied by the hoppers.
Oh my god.
Now we truly are the soldier in TF2.
Yes.
Yeah, chat noticed, and they appreciate the TF2 references in your sound, so.
Dr. Freeman, since you shut off the suppressor...
It's all good fun.
I love how they're like, Dr. Freeman,
Adds a
just
variety.
like, no cares, no time to talk to this woman.
I wish this game had more Doppler effect stuff. You just hear Dr. Freeman just passing by, you know?
Just everywhere you go, Dr. Freeman.
All right, we're going to see Dog in this map. We're going to see Dog.
Dog?
Come on, we got to see Dog.
Oh, I can stop and see Dog for you.
Yeah.
We at least get to see some of the carnage. Come on. I need this to be upright.
All right, here we go, here we go. There he is, there he is. All right,
All right.
that's the only time we see him in the game.
Hi, bye.
It's like, and you have to look that direction too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like
Alright,
actively
so-
look back.
So this is the map where we lose quick clip. We just did that save delete to get a bunch of health and stuff. So now, are you gonna do Citadel 2 skip?
I am.
Oh boy. So, Citadel 2 skip, oh boy. So, this is probably one of the hardest tricks in all of like any source speedrun coming up here, is skipping the map after this. So you're supposed to do this next map in the pod and just watch the cinematics basically. But instead of doing that, we can exit the pod on this next map because it still forces you in if you enter it by holding an object with the gravity gun. So we have to boost up to get in there. We have to prevent the scanner from dying from that in order to get in the level. And now we have to do this super precise rocket jump all the way over to this section so we can start. And we have to keep our speed in order to hit these slopes at the right speed in order to get through the map. Or otherwise, you're just kind of screwed.
There's the distance.
There you go. Nice. Nicely done.
I'm going to lock in for a moment. UT scan.
First try. Nice.
First try, no
nice.
nades.
That's a
Nice.
very precise bit of movement there to get all the way up. You have to like wiggle between, and you have to fit through, but between that little rail road and the side, it's crazy precise that. But Dirch is just good at the games.
Yes,
was
indeed, play
wild.
A-Hop Citadel.
I say it's like 2 minutes.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so there you're supposed to lose your weapons, but if you go all the way to the edge and then like you lose the weapons and go slightly further out, you can just re-grab your weapons. So you can use that to keep rocket for a few rocket jumps here. You also have the super gravity gun.
Missed that orb.
All right.
All right.
So,
I forgot what it's called. Orb launch.
yeah, Orb Launch. So Half-Life 2 is the gift that keeps on giving. This is another piece of tech that we've never done before. So just shove it underneath that and shoot the orb, and you make it up here. But you have to have that monitor in the right spot. It's the perfect amount of height. It's so good.
There's a lot of precision in the setup,
Yeah.
but it's definitely one of the coolest strats in the game because it launches you just barely high enough to get up onto the platform.
Yeah. Right until you see the Half-Life 1 movement mod version of that strat.
Oh, wow. Is it like a little bit different or?
It's we use that monitor, but we don't orb launch with it.
Okay.
Instead, we kind of do this weird wonky collision where you just kind of rise up in the air, like walking into it.
Gordon is ascending always.
Yeah, it's like the planet needs him.
My people need me.
Yeah.
Well, now we have to take this pod.
Yeah.
There is a green skip that I cannot understand for the life of me, but it's a very RNG trick in the sense that the setup itself will determine whether it would be successful. It involves a lot of,
Yeah.
I believe, more slaps and the pod rotating. You abuse that so you can get it to rotate backwards more and more and more. And that's about all I can recall off the top of my head.
I
It's
don't
super
know.
complicated. Yield has been trying to force it in runs, and God bless him for that, but it's super hard, super RNG. And the instant that anyone gets that trick, it's instant world record if they're like within 6 minutes or so of world record.
Oh, wow. Must be,
Yeah.
like you said, very tough to set up.
Yeah. But so far, no one has a consistent setup for it. But the idea is out there, and if anyone can find a version that's consistent enough,
Reminds
then that'd
me
be-
reminds me of the first version of Red Letter Day Skip. Which is only like the first version for like a week. But
Only a week.
yeah.
They move quickly.
Yeah, the first version required an edge bug.
Okay.
That's basically you have to like glide off an edge. You have to be like on and off an edge in one frame in order to avoid fall damage because there's no slopes.
Oh, dang,
with
okay.
how it was
I'll
done.
take him from here. Don't struggle. It's no use.
Luckily, we don't have to do that anymore.
Until you're
But,
where he wants you, there's
yeah.
nothing you can do.
Like
I'm sorry.
Red Letter Day Skip saved like 10 minutes off the run. Is crazy.
Whoa. Yeah, that is wild. Dang.
Yeah,
right now, this is about the time where runners would celebrate because it means that there's only one, nowadays 2 tricks left, and they're relatively easy.
Yeah.
So once they hit the pod, that's when you'll see the celebration. Because
Okay,
they
nice.
get like 10 minutes to sit around in this cutscene and a previous one.
Yeah, you can stretch your arms out, stretch the hands. Some of the things you've been doing, Dirch, are just completely mind-blowing, so GG on that.
It's kind of sad in a way. The more skips that get found is because there's less time to relax.
The more broken the game
Yeah.
gets and the shorter the run becomes.
Like after
And there's
both.
Half-Life 1 where you get one long chance to relax, as well as a few elevators, and that's about it.
Known you were
Yeah.
going to come straight up to my office, I wouldn't have bothered. hunting you in the first place.
Yeah, it used to be
Having
like
both of you in
used to
my
be at the
keeping
end of Boatless, like
shows how
probably
you
the
compare the
hardest
terms of
like
any bargain I
total
care to make
section in
with
the
a
game.
combine.
You just be at the end in Eli.
Yes, Judith, what is it?
But now we have to do a bunch of stuff in Eli and like keep focus. You can't just turn your brain off and relax for a minute. You have to keep going in through to the end of coast, into all the way to prison.
What neither you
Crazy.
nor I can do is
It is a
convince
fairly
them
long
to
game,
rebel in the streets,
especially
to
if
give
you
up
come
their sense of
from
struggle.
other backgrounds of shorter
Refuses to
games,
speak the words that would save them all.
like Portal 1 or
For what?
I suppose Half-Life 1.
Eli, if you
But
won't
it's
do the
still
right thing
super
for the
fun.
good of all people,
Got quick lip, it's got high movement,
one of them.
physics.
It's got
This
it
game
all.
is like the strats in this game is just the gift that keeps on giving. Like I've seen so many strats come and go through the years, and like so many like it's crazy.
Will you let your stubborn short-sightedness doom the entire species, or
Also, this is a bit of a lore bomb, but because we skipped everything else, it's not going to make sense, so it's
Dare
fine.
you even mention her?
Alex, my dear, you have your mother's eyes, but your
Who are
father's
these people?
stubborn nature.
You haven't seen a bit of it yet.
Really? Well, let's see how well it serves you on the far side of a combine.
We've got high school principal,
That's the worst you
his
can do,
assistant,
send us both through your report.
Harvard graduate,
Oh, it's hardly the worst. But you might find that
and his
hard to
daughter.
believe once you get there.
It isn't necessary.
The whole
I
crew
agree.
is here.
Total waste. Fortunately, the resistance has shown it is willing to accept a new leader. And this one has proven to be a fine pawn for those who control him.
No!
Don't listen to him, Gordon.
How about it, Dr. Freeman? Did you realize your contract was open?
This is all the camera movement I have, by the way.
Oh, I see.
I understand if you don't wish to discuss this in front of your friends.
It's actually kind of funny. Like, you do all these like very quick moving, fast-paced things, and then you come here and he's like, now, before the end of this run, we're going to sit you down, Gordon, and have a little talk.
Judith, what do you think you're doing?
We're doing what I could never do.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of being in trouble for running in the halls.
Yeah. Breen explaining how. Thanks, Kananga in the chat. It's a very good emote.
That's so
They
funny.
know you betrayed them. They'll turn on you.
All right.
Judith, Dr. Mossman, please.
So I think it's fitting that the last thing you do in this game is a very interesting strat. So, Breen's gonna pick up this,
Hurry!
or pick up our gravity gun here,
Dad, hang
and when Alex says, or when he says no,
Watch out, he's gonna...
he's gonna do a bunch of save loads. So, as you notice, Mossman's getting us out of the pod right now. And what we're doing is we're going to lag the game with this. So the very first strat lag you do in the game, the very last strat is lagging the game. And what that does, that gives us yes clip from earlier. And now you can just finish the game in no clip. It's the perfect ending for this video game.
Go straight to the end, go straight to the top of the quote-unquote boss fight. Just chuck some orbs in.
Yep. Gotta
There is one other slapping NPC abuse mechanic right here that can save a few more seconds, but that takes 27 slaps, so that's a long time RTA.
Yeah, we're coming up on time here.
Come on, Gordon.
So when he teleports, that'll be time.
Come on, Gordon. We've got to get out of here. Maybe we still have...
Time.
That's
Dr.
perfect.
Freeman?
GG,
Completing the
Derek.
sentence.
Dr. Freeman,
That's so amazing, actually. How are you feeling, Dirge?
is it really that?
Good. Definitely was started out nervous, because a lot of things can go wrong in this run, but there are many a speedrun that are like that, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm trying to see. What was the final time? 49:50, it looks like. How are you feeling about that?
In fact, that I've received.
That's a great RTA time.
Yeah, that's
actually,
really good
so 50.
RTA.
Nice. Let's go.
I wouldn't contemplate.
Well, Dirge, do you got any like shout outs or comments you want to make before we wrap up the run today?
Rather than offer
You can find me on Twitch at Forever Dirge.
The liberty of choosing for
If you want to know more about source running or speedrunning Half-Life 2 and the other Half-Life games, there's the Source Runs Discord. That is where you will find active members. There's also a forum, but it's pretty much dead.
Dr. Freeman.
There's also Warzone. Doesn't stream as much, but if you want to catch sim racing,
Maybe an occasional source game.
The occasional. Maybe we'll get you back into it, Warzone.
There's
Maybe.
also the Source Runs Marathon that's coming up
Oh, yeah.
in November.
Okay.
That's going to be raising money for St. Jude's as well.
Awesome.
And I've got a few submissions for that as well, so look forward to that.
Nice. Do we have the date on that yet, or it's up in the air?
November 9th to 10th, I believe.
Okay, cool. I imagine you could find more info on that probably in the Source speedrunning Discord.
Yeah, and they also have a Twitch. It's going to be broadcasted there.
Okay, cool. Right on. Well, Dirge, listen, thank you so much for running Half-Life 2 for us. And I appreciate you running this in Wayzone. Great job on commentary as well. I want to let you all know that if you enjoyed the run, make sure you follow Forever Dirge and Wayzone here on Twitch. I'm sure they would appreciate it. But before we do break, I do want to give a big shout out to all of the amazing supporters of GDQ. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered here on our Twitch channel help support the Games Done Quick Hotfix. So if you do enjoy watching Hotfix, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can learn more about it at gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. And if you do want to be a little more involved in our community, you can feel free to join us in the official Games Done Quick Discord. You can add yourself to the Hotfix roll, keep tabs on upcoming events, and talk with our staff. So use the command !Discord if you are interested in that. We will be right back, my friends, with Metal Gear Solid 3 All Karotan. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. You are watching Time Capsule, and tonight we are taking a look at games released in the year 2004. And tonight we're closing out the show with one of my favorites. So please welcome Apache Smash for MGS3.
In Time Capsule. I think this was my first ever time on the GDQ channel in 2020, I want to say, or 2021. Yep. Was it 2020?
The 7th episode.
And yeah, I really appreciate you having me on then. I really appreciate you having me on now. I've got a couple of commentators with me. So I've got Days Ahead. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
And I've also got DRK as well.
Hello, good to be here.
Thanks very much for being here. Yeah, I appreciate you all. I will just get into the run. So we're playing MGS3, it's European Extreme, and we're going to get all the Karatans as well. So we'll start the run in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Good luck.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
I hope you enjoyed that bit of David Hayter, because that's pretty much it for the rest of the run. We're going to skip the majority of the cutscenes in the game. There's one unskippable, two unskippable cutscenes in the game. But yeah, we're playing on European Extreme, which is the hardest difficulty in the game. So enemies can see further away. You have the least amount of health. Ammo pickups give the least amount of ammo to you. Guns carry less ammo in them. Oh, and if you get seen, it causes anytime you get an alert, it causes a game over screen. So you have to take continue and start the room again. Typically, when going for the Karatan rank, which is shooting all the little green frogs in the game, there's 64 of them. I'm going to show you the first one in just a second. You don't have to really worry about your score screen, but I'm still going to do what we call Foxhound strats. So Foxhound is the rank 1 in the game. It's no kills, no alerts, no continues, no life meds used, etc. Like, I'm always going to try for those strats, like even if I get caught or anything like that. But the Karatan rank, or the Foxhound rank, overwrites the Karatan rank. So typically, when people do Karatan, they'll get at least 1 kill, or some people will just take kills. It's up to the runner, really. Have I missed anything on that explanation of European Extreme Karatan? Yeah, okay.
I would just add that there's a cute little Karatan emblem on the score screen when you finish the game and get the Karatan title.
Aww.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. I actually want a tattoo of that Karatan from the rank screen. Maybe I'll get it next.
That would be so cool.
Is 6 Metal Gear tattoos too many? I don't know. I don't think it is.
You got 5 right now, Apache?
Yeah.
Dang, let's go. I would ask about them, but if you got to focus, I understand.
There's the main one that I posted. Like even Konami retweeted it, but I have the cover of MGS2 on my left leg.
Yo, that must have taken ages. That's so cool.
The guy who did it, sorry, this one's quite far away. I have to concentrate for that one. The guy who did it is really good. Did really good work, but also did it really quickly. It took 7 hours. Yeah, I really like the way it turned out.
Nice.
I'm gonna do a little trick here. I'm gonna shoot the beehive. And that just lets me shoot the Keratin. And now this guy's covered in bees. He's going to run into these two guys. And then 3 of them are going to group up and run into a 4th guy. And that just allows me to exit the room nice and calm. It's a little bit...
very kind to take the hornets to everybody so that the room is nice and clean. However, if you wait too long in here, they do come back, which is a nice game mechanic.
Yeah, did they just go to the building in the other room and like get a hose pipe or something? Like,
maybe, yeah.
Right, so this room's quite tricky. I'm going to do like a quick headshot at the start of the room. That just means I go on the tiptoes and it aligns me with his head perfectly. I'm going to put 2 chest shots on a guard that you can't see off screen. I'm going a little bit slower to wait to hear him be knocked out. And now hopefully I'm going to do like a quick roll into this guy and get into the next room before he sees me and hit the load zone. So we can cause a caution in European Extreme, but we can't be an evasion or alert. So you have that like brief second before a guard alerts to you. And we're always playing around like that amount of time. I just look like over here and tiptoe and shoot the Keratin. So that's all the Keratans in the Virtuous mission. Was it 4? I want to say it was 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5. So,
yeah, that sounds about right.
So far, so good.
Getting all the Keratans also awards the stealth camo as a special item. It's one of the 2 ways you can unlock the stealth camo in the game. The other is not getting caught. If you finish the game with no alerts, you also get the stealth camo. So that's a little bonus there for doing a Keratin run. I believe it's also an achievement or a trophy in the newer versions of the game.
It is nice that they added like multiple ways to do it, because a lot of people who play this game simply don't play it as a stealth game at all. They just run and gun. And I think MGS3 really lets you lean into that more than 2 and 1.
It really does lend itself really to that purpose with all the new mechanics and gameplay and all the new guns and all the little ways you can interact with people. MGS3 really lends itself well to that kind of stuff and challenge runs as well. So, if you like to limit yourself to a certain weapon or camo or kind of weird challenge, MGS3 is a game to do it. Up until now, MGS1 and 2 kind of use weapons as key items throughout the story, but MGS3 kind of does away with all that. And now we got a bunch of new Keratans, even though we are in old areas. We are revisiting at night during Operation Snake Eater. About 6 days, I believe, after the Virtuous mission. So Apache's going to backtrack here. We've lost our gun in the cutscene because the boss just disassembled it. So now we'll have to make do with just grenades, mostly. Different kinds of grenades, stun grenades, frag grenades, chaff grenades. And if you hit the Keratans directly with the grenade itself as you throw it, it will count. Or you can also use the frag grenades with their big splash damage and the explosion.
Yeah, because
we're going back here. Sorry, go ahead.
Because we're playing on Euro, we have limited amounts of items. For example, like if you're playing on very easy, you can hold 40 grenades. But if you're playing on European Extreme, you can hold a maximum of 3. So we do have to be careful. And there is item boxes and such that you can pick up. So there's a Keratan here right at the start, and it's kind of an awkward one to hit. So like I need 3 stun grenades, but there's a package of stun grenades in this room, and there's also those chaff grenades there. Damn it, I wanted it first time.
Yeah, if you're just gonna...
Got it second time.
If you're just gonna center it...
Like throwing it back at you.
It is nice that you get like the visual confirmation where you see the grenade actually hit it and it moves. It does help when you miss your first stun grenade, so you're completely deaf. But you can punch Keratans as well, but you can only punch them if they're at chest height, and they're only at chest height in very specific specific spots of the game. So, like for example, in the lab later, because they expect you to be in the scientist uniform, they put the Keratans at chest height because you would have a lot of difficulty hitting them any other way. But these ones early in the jungle, they're all on the ground. So you can't like prone and throw out a punch. And you also can't like just aim down in first person and punch. So you have to get a bit more creative. And I always used to joke, before I ran Keratan, I always used to joke that chaff grenades are like the worst item in Metal Gear Solid 3. They don't really do anything. They're so broken in 1 and 2. Like in 2, I think chaff grenades are probably the best item in the whole game. Because they prevent like alerts from coming in. But the alert system in 3 is more binary. It's similar to Metal Gear Solid 1. Like you get seen, that's the alert triggers, and then like backup comes. It's more like that in 3.
Now, remind me again, Apache, how many Keratans are in MGS3?
In total, there's 64.
64. Okay, cool.
There's usually one per room, but then some specific rooms don't have them. But most rooms in the game have one. There's never like a room where there's 2.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, there's only a couple of very specific areas that don't have Keratans, but you can basically say there's one in each area, and that's all you have to worry about. The game will also remember across your playthroughs on the same save which ones you've hit and which ones you haven't. So if you miss some, you can go back and only get the ones that you missed on the same save.
Yeah, it's why we don't allow New Game Plus for Keratan runs on the leaderboards. You have to play on New Game because
that makes a lot of sense.
Because it's kind of easy to make a run look like it's Keratan rank without actually hitting them all, because you could just leave one that you have to hit. I mean, it'd be very obvious to a verifier, but it's just easier to do away with that. We do typically have to go and look through when someone's verifying. They will go and check all the Keratans were hit, but it's just so much easier to miss with New Game Plus.
Yeah.
So here Apache is actually stunning all the guards so that the area is clear for a grenade to go off, because the next Keratan is a little bit hard to get exactly with a grenade throw, but if we use a frag grenade like he's about to do here, we can just get it with the splash damage.
Yeah, of course, if the guards here are so good in European Extreme that if any of them were awake when that grenade went off, they would probably
just be
I think they'd instantly see me.
Instant game over. Instant game over, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Euro Extreme is tough like that.
But interestingly, even if you get a caution, if you have a caution coming into this room before our slot unit, there's a bunch of guards just as you get into the center here, which are in the way and super awkward.
Yeah, normally there's no guards assigned to this area, but if you go into it with a caution, you'll have a harder time. Next, we're picking up the box, arguably the most broken, powerful item in MGS3.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to argue against that. It is stupidly good. All right, I'm going to concentrate while I do the Ocelot unit.
All right, so she's going to fix his inventory here with what we need. The tranquilizer gun that we just got from Eva in the box, of course. Tiptoe out of the window, put a tranquilizer in that guy. It will go off while we wait and do other stuff. Put a tranquilizer in that guy and in that guy. Next, we're going to stun grenade the 4 guards around the corner here. As soon as they go down, you can sidestep and shoot the sniper. When you sidestep like that in MGS3, guards do not see you. Same with that guy. That's the guy he previously put a tranquilizer in, but it wasn't quite ready yet. Next, this one's really cool. Just align with a guy there. When you auto-aim, there's a couple parts in this game where you will automatically align with a guard's head when you aim in third person like that, and it just gives you a free headshot.
All to do with like the terrain that you're on, like the plane that you're on compared to them. And also when that guard comes to, he sees you and he begins to walk forward to investigate. Like you're not fully in his range yet. So he begins walking to get closer. And as he does that, he kind of leans his head forward, and that just like sets up like an auto-aim headshot.
How very polite of him.
They slightly drop down when they notice you, which also aligns them. So here, actually, Apache's not going to pick it up because it's not part of the run, but there is a camouflage called the Gecko Camo, which makes the Keratans in your area make noise when you equip it. It's a little special item. And if you're doing a casual Keratan run, it will actually help you find them because they will make noise just as if you shoot them. But it's interesting because Gecko is a little duck mascot and Keratan is a little frog mascot, and they are just made for the purpose of being little cute mascot extra items and kind of like a joke character addition to MGS3 at first, and then we see them in the later games as well. And fun fact is, they actually released a bunch of children's books in Japan featuring the two mascots, Gecko and Keratan. They're just little cute drawings that teach children like how to brush their teeth and stuff like that. And they're really rare and they're really expensive these days.
That's really cool. I didn't know that they went they really went for it, you know?
I know someone in this call who's got one, actually.
It might be around on my desk somewhere.
Alright, I need to... This is like a super awkward strat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this box against the electric fence. So since the HD collection, this fence won't electrocute you here. So I can just push it against, make a guard begin walking around the whole level to get to me. And getting this Keratan's kind of awkward. So I need to jump up here, shoot a dog with a tranquilizer. And that will alert this guard. And then I can get up on this like higher plane, peek over this log. Kind of an awkward one because that room's so long and the Keratan's right at the end of it.
Oh yeah, good shot.
And then again, this is an awkward one because the Keratan's in the house, so I'm just going to use a scorpion grab, get over here, put that guy down. And then I'm going to trank roll this guard while going through the window. So a trank roll, I didn't actually explain it before, but if you put a tranquilizer in a guard and then knock him down, it will instantly stun him.
And it lasts like the same amount of time that it usually does, or?
Yeah, it's the only difference is you don't have to wait
right
for the stun to take effect. If you hit a guard anywhere but the head, it can take time before it takes effect, basically. So if you knock them down, it takes effect instantly.
Nice.
Basically, if they have a tranquilizer anywhere on their body, the timer runs out instantly if they touch the ground.
So I've got to basically keep Ocelot completely stationary while throwing stun grenades out, and hopefully he turns around. I got so lucky there, by the way. Neither of his shots hit me, even though I wasn't moving. Like, that's really, really rare.
Yeah, I want to keep Ocelot in a loop between his men in the background talking to him and the goat that for some reason he really cares about when you shoot the goat. He gets distracted by it. And the stun grenades. All of that allows Apache to get the vast majority of Ocelot's stamina. And then we want to save that health for the next boss fight coming up, the Pain.
I had to pay so much attention there for a sec because I missed one of the headshots on him. He had more health than he should, and every single time he hits me with his gun, he like chunks my health. And like the DRK was saying, the Pain is a rough boss if you have low health. He's not too bad if you keep high health because you can afford a mistake or two. If you're going with low health, even his swarm attack will kill you. So it's like compounding errors. You make a mistake on Ocelot, and that makes the Pain harder. But yeah, I've come out with okay health, so I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, you definitely made up for the missed shot because he missed you a couple times as well. Here we got to go a little bit out of our way to get the Keratan in the dark cave, which is not so dark anymore since the game is no longer just on PS2, ever since the HD editions and the PC version and all that. It's really not that dark.
They keep making it a little bit brighter every time, right? I swear, every time this game comes out again, they make it a little bit brighter. There used to be, or I guess it is still there, but a really cool mechanic where the longer you spend in this room, your eyes will eventually adjust to it. And so it's just in the background, putting the brightness up a little bit at a time. And it's as if, just if you're in the dark for real, over time your eyes become accustomed to it. But now it's just you can kind of see anyway.
Yeah, I imagine on PS2 graphics it would have been very dark.
Especially with our old TVs, that were the size of living rooms and
the big old CRTs.
Yeah, do you remember the sound that they made as well? The frequency that they put out.
Oh yeah, probably hard to explain, but
the CRT buzz,
little buzzing noise.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bit of a backtrack for that Karatan. There is actually an out of bounds glitch where you can run on top of this kind of vent that we're in now, and then you can shoot it and roll back in bounds and go into the water. But it's so easy to mess up and die. If you get out of bounds in this game, if you fall anywhere out of bounds, you essentially fall. There's a plane of nothing, and eventually it will just kill Snake. It looks really funny when you do it, but it's definitely one for PB attempts and not for doing a marathon, I think.
That makes sense, yeah. Difficult to do for a marathon, probably.
I'm just going for the fewest continues possible, I guess. I'm just trying to minimize those. It's a tough run. Obviously, the game's pretty tough on European Extreme to begin with, but the Karatan basically changes almost every single strat you do in the game, because you're doing so much extra to be able to hit those within rooms. This one's a fun one. It's right above the Pains Arena. You can shoot it before you go in there. But if you don't get it even now or during the pain, the gap where it's at, it gets covered up, so you can't shoot it anymore. Essentially, when he explodes after this fight, he covers that hole, and then you can no longer get that Karatan. So you have to get it before or during the fight with him.
That's a clever way to no longer give the player a chance to do it if you're too late.
Yeah, easy to miss.
In lore.
You can't actually see it, but he's doing a special homing attack. And there's been a glitch ever since the HD collection version of the game. If you just hold first person, as long as the game stays in 60 FPS, the homing attack will never hit you. So it allows you to finish that phase 2 really quickly.
I think I was able to recreate that on emulator as well with the 60 FPS patch. So it really is just a frame rate thing. It's 60 FPS, the special attack, the bullet bees, so-called bullet bees, the pain shoots during the second phase, just cannot hit you as long as you're in first person. It's really odd.
Yeah, there's a bunch of strange interactions with it on the PlayStation 3 as well, because the PS3, a few of the fights in the game are quite laggy and it can't stay at 60 FPS. There's weird interactions where it will still hit you in first person if it's particularly laggy, and also you'll sometimes see the attack go into Snake but not actually do anything.
Oh, weird.
I've actually had him hit me on PS3 because I was probably looking at something I was too involved to run a 60 FPS.
Even stranger as well, on the PlayStation 2, very rarely it can still not hit you in first person, but it's so unbelievably rare. I've seen it a couple of times in all the times I've played PS2. And the funny thing is, it's so much faster if it doesn't hit you. So if you were going for PS2 record, technically, not that many people speedrun PS2 anymore anyway, but if you were going for record on that, you would need to reset the pain over and over again to get the perfect run where it misses you. And it's so rare. I highly do not recommend it.
So Apache just did a little more funsies there, little out-of-bound glitch. You can roll through the side of the wall there, and it will start loading you into the next area anyway, even though the Snake is just dropping through the world.
Yeah, because you've touched the load zone, you actually it loads the next room before Snake hits the death plane that's below the level. But that's like the out of bounds thing that I was saying. Like everything outside of the level is just nothingness that you fall through.
Here we're going into an optional area, which you normally don't really need to go to, but there's a couple cool things, including, of course, the Caravan we're going to shoot. But we can also pick up a sniper rifle here, which is going to help with some of the more further away Caravans later in the game. And also so we can see them visually shaking. It's actually referred to as shaking them officially in the call about the Caravans. If you shake them, it will count as being activated. And they will also alert guards with the noise that they make. Well, not really alert, but they will go investigate the sound. So there is a call with Paramedic where she suggests shaking the frogs to help Snake with a sneaking mission, distract the guards.
Oh, she's giving good advice then.
Yeah, and then there's this whole joke where Paramedic is just absolutely flabbergasted that Snake doesn't know about Caravans because they're so cool. You just don't know the magic of Caravan, she says.
She's got to...
Can't believe it.
She's got to give him the Caravan 101 course.
Yes.
Just thinking about like how the Caravan actually does distract guards. I tried to find like a way to have a strat where I would actually use that function, and it just didn't happen.
It's actually useful.
It just didn't happen. I think this game has it has so many like weird mechanics that just don't really find a use. Like the ability to shoot out of water or hang from a tree and fire. Like there's just no way. I'm not sure if I hit that then.
I don't think you got it. No.
There's just no there's just no use for them, which is a shame.
So it was all very quick, but Apache just shot the barrels there that explode, and they indirectly kill the guards, so they don't count as our kills. It's not our problem if they die in the explosion. And it also hit the end, who was just right there. If you're quick enough, you can get him before he gets away. You can also completely kill him here with a sniper rifle, but we're not going to do that. By damaging him with the explosion from the barrels, he will now start his boss fight with less health, but also less stamina, which will help.
And I assume that we... Sorry, go ahead, Apache.
No, you go. You're all right.
I wondered, like, so by not killing the pain, like, presumably there's a Caravan in that area that you need to get during the fight?
During the end, yeah, there's actually 3. Because his arena is so big. But that's not the reason we don't kill him early. Killing him early is actually slower. Even despite the fact I had to go and get the SVD, the time it takes to get through that area and get the Caratans, and also the fact that if I don't get a non-lethal kill against the end, I don't get his gun, that makes other fights in the game slower. So overall, it ends up as a loss compared to killing him early.
Yeah,
and also,
let's not forget you have to deal with the Ocelot unit, where you would normally fight the end. Because what happens is that if the end is dead, once you get to his 3 boss fight areas, because his boss fight is divided into 3 areas, there will now be Ocelot unit members in there. So it would completely change the strategies, sneak around there.
Oh wow, I didn't actually realize that.
And it's game over if discovered as well. So like an Ocelot unit is a total nightmare compared to like, a single end fight. And
yeah, they have. Oh, sure. They have pretty unique AI. The way they react to certain things is they're a little bit tougher to deal with than the regular guards.
But yeah, so it's something that anyone who has ever done a Metal Gear Solid 3 speedrun will tell you it's the most commonly asked thing, and it always will be. So I'll never mind answering it. Everyone knows you can kill the end early. Everyone knows you can reset the console to kill him as well, and set the time forward. Yeah. We also don't set the time forward to kill him as well because it's single segment. It wouldn't be good for a marathon anyway because obviously we'd still count the time that I'm loading the save and changing the date and so on. But all Metal Gear Solid 3 runs are done what's called single segment. So you start the game and then you play it all the way to the end.
I'm pretty sure going out and changing your console's date and then going back in, reloading the game takes longer than actually beating the end.
Yeah, probably.
For multi-segment,
and you can't make your speech.
For multi-segment, where you obviously you can do that. it is the fastest way to kill him. Like, him dying of old age is without a doubt the fastest way to kill him, because it takes, technically, it takes 0 time.
Yeah, if you're just going by in-game time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nice, you got the window.
Can't believe I got the
try.
window first time.
That window can be a little finicky to roll through. You have to be aligned with it pretty perfectly.
It's easier to break on the PlayStation 2 and the HD collection on the PS3 as well. But since the Xbox port and later the Master Collection, the windows just become harder and harder to break. Maybe they changed the material that it's made out of or something, but
it's because the game is on Windows now.
Oh, there you go.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
So with the scientist disguise here, we are able to just run around mostly. The other scientists will notice, but they take a few seconds to sort of investigate and then realize that you're not one of them. And by bumping into them, like Apache just did earlier, you can sort of reset the time that it takes them to notice while they're investigating. So we were able to run around, get an extra suppressor there, punch the Kerotan, and then the other fun fact is the scientists do not alert from a moving box. They don't think it's strange whatsoever that a box is legs and just runs around. So you can just disguise yourself in a box and run in front of them.
Yeah, it becomes a fun game of trying to be in the scientist uniform in front of the guards and trying to be in the box in front of the scientists. So it works out quite well. It's same with the mechanics as well. The mechanics will never alert to the box either.
Yeah, they pretty much have the same AI, the Shaguhod mechanics.
Since I came out of the lab now, I'm wearing the animals uniform. It's not great camouflage, but I'm not going to want to change it again for a while. It's great for the mountains, but it's the... that's the wrong gun.
Ooh, almost shot him with the wrong gun.
I'm going to go super safe here. If I take too long to get out of this room, I can end up getting seen by guards that are way further down. Whenever you reset an area like this is one of the worst areas to reset because he prunes out of it as well. It's so slow. If you reset an area, it sets the guards back to their initial positions. I actually don't know what the dog does if this is too fast either. I don't know. This would be kind of a funny place to get an alert, to be honest. I would laugh.
I think the guy at the end might notice you, but not alert.
Yeah, he will,
like
but you hug the left side. But yeah, if you're too slow, get in there. Even if you hug the side like that, he'll still see you. Anyway, this is the fear. You've got to pay real close attention if you want to see this fight, because it tends to be quite fast.
Don't blink, you'll miss it. So we use a fake death pill here in front of the traps. And as soon as the fear starts walking towards Snake here, now he thinks he's dead, but it's a fake death pill. We can surprise him with a stun grenade now. And for some reason, when the fear is stunned, he takes stamina damage from all sources of damage, including the traps. Oh, and you had to finish him off with the gun there, I believe.
Yeah, I wasn't really doing that in practice as well. And for some reason, I just defaulted to doing that again.
Most of the time, the traps will be enough, but just to make sure, you can also shoot him a little bit there. There's also some ammo you can get in the process. And then the Fierce Bolt that Apache just took out, again, for some strange reason, it's going to influence the end's starting stance. Not his starting position, because he always starts in the same spot, but he could be prone or crouching, and it depends on whether you have that bolt in your leg or not. So now by taking the bolt out, the end will be crouching, which will help get him in sort of a loop to do damage to him once we get there. And excellent. Warehouse 2 here. This warehouse on the way back is one of the toughest areas to deal with.
I'm really glad you were talking the whole time, because I was like, it's so much harder to do that room and explain it at the same time.
I can take over whenever you need me to, yeah. Essentially, just made it look really, really easy, but that was actually just exquisite. Warehouse 2.
I'm always stuck that landing there.
Yeah, that's a tough area for sure.
Precise. It's a tough area because there's no camouflage, there's no like grass to hide in, it's a building, and there's also all these different floors and levels, so the guards will see you from different levels like that, from below if you're on top, so you have to account for a lot of that.
Sometimes when I first did this run at GDQ, I did European Extreme Tuxedo, and I was so nervous on the commentary that I just kept saying that every room was really hard. So by the time I got to like Warehouse 2, I'm like, this room's really hard. I bet people were like, yeah, right.
That one really is.
But like, we mean it this time.
Yes. So here, by readying the grenades and running around with it, again, for some reason, a little glitch in the game, the guards will not hear your footsteps. If you have really any item you can throw at the ready, whether it's a grenade, food, magazine, what have you, simply that animation of Sneak running around with the grenade at the ready will prevent your footsteps from being heard. Which is really useful, just running past that guy who was radioing in there.
Yeah, we always say, like, it doesn't work in every room, but it works in every room that we need it to work.
That matters, yes.
Yes, the important thing.
Typically, it won't work indoors.
We've got another optional area here. Nice quick snipe on that Keratin there. It's a really fun area. You could almost call this area the vertical slice of the game, where there's a little bit of everything you can mess around with, and it's completely optional.
Yeah, I mean, it's like typical for Metal Gear. They have something in there that you can play the whole game and never see it once.
All right, so now
I'm just making sure I've done everything before I go into this next room, because there's no take backsies.
Yeah. Yep, we're going into the end fight.
All right, so I'm going to equip the box at the start here. I'm going to make a run for him. So I found this very specific line that you can run along, and the end will never hit you. If he hits me, it's because I did it wrong. But this works on every difficulty, on every single version. As long as you take that exact line, like I just did, he won't actually hit you, which is super good. It means we can get down here, shoot this first Keratin, and then equip the pistol, because as I said earlier, there's 3 Keratans across the ends arena, which encompasses multiple different loading zones. I needed to get out of that room quickly, because if you wait too long after the end has seen you, he will change position. And I know where his starting position is, but there are many different positions along his arena that he can go to. There is ways for me to like bring him back. If the end hasn't seen you in 25 seconds, if you make a loud sound, the game will teleport him to the furthest position he can see you from. And in the normal speedrun now, we manipulate that to bring him into the first room. But in Keratin, I have to go and get the Keratans anyway. So I do what was the old strat. This is what we were doing only back in 2020 and further back. This is like the old end strat. So I'm going to spray him twice. Punch him. No, I didn't want to punch him. He isn't going to hold up now. Oh my god, he didn't hold up. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky.
Nice.
That usually messes it up. Punching him like that changes the timing for the hold up. Now we can keep him in this loop of Sig Spray, which thanks to the 60 FPS HD edition hits twice. Sig Spray, stun grenades, Sig Spray, and then smoke grenade, and it just keeps him in the loop there until he finally breaks out of it.
Now I gotta keep moving. Got him. Punched him.
Nice.
Punched him out.
Very nice. Dang, yeah, you did. Poor old man.
Elder abuse.
No.
We always stop bullying the old man. The other one everyone says, vape Nash.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, like vape him to death.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to be doing like it's like the old strat kind of came back in a way, because I'm just gonna come straight and fire across the map at that Keratin. Like that's the strat we did for years, and it's so much harder than the strat we do now. Like a runner called Go-Go Time, he found a way. He found that strat of teleporting the end into the first room, and how to manipulate his spawning position and stuff. And it's really awesome. And everyone was like against the new strat first. They're like, oh, I don't know how it saves time, and it saves like 40 seconds or something on the way we were doing it before.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I don't want to learn a new strat. But the thing I picked up on about it so quickly was that it was so much easier than the strat that I just did there. It's much less strict. I think in both the times I've done this game at GDQ, like I messed it up slightly and had to recover it. And doing that new strat is so much easier to recover. The one you have to do in Keratin is like, I don't know. If you mess it up, you're generally resetting.
Oh yeah, it's cool finding like new applications for old strats though. Very cool.
So I think I never talked during this section. It's my friend Cynthia Harrell singing her heart out, and obviously feel free to join in if you know the words. Beautiful song. Shout out Cynthia Harrell, amazing singer and amazing person as well.
Absolutely beautiful.
Now featuring Snake's stomach.
I am actually eating quite a lot during this run. It's because I want to have high stamina. If you have, as long as your stamina is over half, your health will regen ever so slightly. So if you keep your stamina high, have high health, it means the Fury's less likely to kill you. Certainly not a guarantee. And just for a bit of marathon safety, because in the speedrun we generally fight him on one health, so I really don't want to do that. So yeah,
Apache, I'm wondering if you actually like mangoes.
Do I actually like mango? Yeah, they're all right.
Okay.
Not as much as that. I bet that moldy cave fruit that I've been eating during this run tastes like.
Okay, fair.
I mean, I can't imagine anything's as good as that. I always stand in the wrong place for this one Keratin.
So in the next area, we got another one of those free headshots. As soon as you enter the area, you can just aim in third person and shoot. And you can listen carefully. You'll hear a guy go down.
I've got to be careful because my suppressor only has one more shot before it expires. There's a glitch with the HD collection. Sometimes depending on where you are, I think it's typically if another guard can see you, something like that. It's almost as if the gun isn't suppressed when you fire it. And same with the cigar gas spray. If you have one ammo in the cigar gas spray, you essentially have no ammo, because as soon as you press it, the game unequips it and the smoke disappears. And I don't think that happens on PS2, right? Just a HD collection thing.
I think it might actually. I recently replayed on PS2. But yeah, essentially what happens is the game immediately unequips your SIG spray when you fire the last one. So it just doesn't count as having anything equipped anymore. I guess that's why it doesn't have the effect.
sneak this Keratin here on the roof. And the Keratin in the next room, I'm actually not going to get it the first time through. I'm going to get it on the way back. Nice roll hitbox. So this is a really tough room.
You got this.
Nice. So you just get close enough to that guy for him to hear your footsteps and then immediately roll out of the way.
Control here. We're under fire. Enemy position unknown. Commencing alert status. Acknowledged. Keep your eyes open.
Of course, barrels, DRK said earlier, but barrels don't count as kills. They're workplace hazards, which do not come up on the score screen.
Workplace hazards. That's good.
It's the same if you push a guard off a mountain. It doesn't count as a kill either.
Oh my gosh.
Gravity or explosions or drowning them, all indirect kills. They don't count.
This is a fun Keratin. Why I had the sniper ready for that one.
Nice shot.
There is that's like obviously you see during the cutscene, but that's like a later part of the map. I think I'm being overkill here, but I'm gonna eat it again. Whatever health I can get back before the Fury means I might actually survive it if I get hit a couple of times. The Fury is the hardest boss in the game, and he does just like so much damage every time he hits you.
He does damage and it sets you on fire, which then does more damage.
Yeah, and there's
His
nothing.
Flames.
Like being on fire just does like more damage than anything else in the whole game. So you really have to be
nice
careful.
shot.
I know. I was like, you have to hit that Keratin really quickly. You get one shot. If you're taking a second shot, there's going to be a guard that sees you when you drop off the platform. So basically, you get one go at it, and if you miss, you have to drop down, load this room, go back out, and then run up and hit it because you're not above it anymore. So yeah, I'm super happy about getting that one.
Yeah, nicely done.
At least we don't have to get the frog for the Fury during the fight. We can just get it right before, right here.
That would be stressful if you had to do it during the fight.
It really would be. You already have a lot to think about during the Fury fight.
Oh, yeah.
His starting position is RNG, his flames. His flames like to go around corners and get you even if you're behind cover.
Yeah, what was it we were talking about? You know how the brightness in the cave gets better with every new release of the game. The amount of fire in the Fury's arena and how far his fire goes gets worse with every release as well.
And how fast it travels as well. It's probably double the speed due to the 60 frame rate.
Thank God for the box. Again.
Nice.
Let's go.
That's about as well as the fight can go in Marathon. I've had some pretty horrendous ones on the GDQ channel. So.
Absolutely not guaranteed by any means to do Fury first try.
Nicely done.
I'm so glad I spent all that time making sure my health was really high for that fight to not get hit by him once. That's just how it goes, right? Yeah, that's just how it goes. Here I'm going to do a little trick with the scope. It's pretty cool. So if you aim your scope out like this, and then change to the gun, you'll actually be lined up to hit the Keratin. The binoculars are a good way to turn your gun into a sniper rifle because there's no bullet drop in this game, and as long as the game, as long as the game can, just a little Della joke. As long as the game can like render something in the distance, the gun can hit it.
Just
this is a fun one. Wait for this, Keratin. This is this might be the best one actually.
Oh, okay.
Bit of a tedious tangent here. You have to crawl through this opening here to get to the next area where the Keratin is.
I wonder if you're above it and you had the RPG, you know how when you fire RPGs repeatedly, like the amount of damage kind of grows? I wonder if you
Yeah.
could spam enough at the thing to hit the Keratin like through the wall.
Through this grate up here, perhaps. But then you have to take out all the guards in the area first.
That's also true, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh well, we tried. We're just gonna have to crawl for it. This is a bit of an awkward one because I've got 2 smoke grenades. I need to throw a smoke grenade at a door to get out of here safely. And if I happen to miss it, I'll have to waste some time taking out some guards because smoke grenades are fantastic. Like in this game, smoke grenades kind of make up for how bad the chaffs are compared to the other releases. We get to see them a couple of times here, but I'm just gonna throw it at the door here. Oh, damn it!
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I know. I've thought about it the whole time. I was like, why not just do it safe? Why not just do it safe?
Oh, that's all good.
No, I'm pretty happy I got up to this point without continuing, to be fair. It happens. But yeah, that's the game over if discovered mechanic. If you get seen by anything at any time, it's game over.
The rats won't
For those
tell.
who don't know, the main purpose of chaff grenades is to interfere with electronics. And MGS3 being set in the 60s, being a prequel, obviously doesn't have a whole lot of electronics and technology in it. So the chaff grenades are not terribly useful compared to the other games.
No way! What I'm just playing the game wrong now. I got no one to blame for that one but myself.
You got this, Apache.
So it's always fun when you make mistakes like this to think about all the difficult rooms that you did first try with no problems.
It's always something like that. You mess up something simple.
To say like this game, it's just quite cruel. It's like a game of millimeters basically. Who is that seeing me? Like, I know it's him, but I'm still gonna throw the smoke at the door. No, I didn't just throw it from there. I swear that room's not even hard.
Sometimes it just happens that way, and then you're scared of the room for an extended period of time after this run.
Right.
I really was. I was doing like intense math in my head, like about that room, what angle to approach from, and whether or not I need to take out the guard, and that's just the way it goes.
Oh yeah.
Right, so I'm going to throw a smoke grenade. I'm going to capture Rykov here. He's a guy who looks like Raiden from Metal Gear Solid 2. I remembered this time, okay. In all my practice, I kept forgetting to unequip my scope. But yeah, when I shoot that guard, it makes Rykov run for the radio, and I can just intercept him and grab him with the CQC. And there is a Keratin in here, but I'm going to get it in a sec rather than right now. So yeah,
reinforcements are just right there behind you, coming through the door. So you just have barely enough time to get Rykov to the locker room, which triggers the cutscene.
And yeah, you can shoot the Keratin while you're holding Rykov, but you are kind of on a timer. You can miss it, so it's just a little bit safer if you do it like that.
We're going box gliding.
Absolutely.
Ooh, sounds fun.
This is an awesome glitch found by Appel. It's not that useful. It doesn't save that much time, but it looks just so cool. I like it a lot.
Shout outs to Appel.
It also found a bunch of Tomb Raider glitches, right? So like super great
Big,
glitch in there.
Great person in the TR community, definitely.
That Keratin there is probably my most missed one. It's the one I always forget about whenever I'm doing these Keratin runs. So yeah, I'm going to use this disguise as Rykov. Just teleport into the cool cutscene right now.
The box is so good.
Yeah, the box in this game, it can put out fire. It can stop you from catching fire. It can sometimes grant invisibility, which we'll get to see at some point soon. It can slide along walls like that. Mechanics and scientists don't alert to it. Just so many things. It's so good.
Just amazing.
Yeah, lets you run full speed when you go up a slope.
Oh yeah, of course. There's just so many things.
And then even the basic mechanic of getting seen in the box while you're moving, the guards will actually take quite a few seconds to alert from that, longer than they normally would from just noticing the player.
And
if those few seconds, if you get out of their way, you are effectively invisible. And they will go investigate wherever it is that they saw the box.
And then of course the actual mechanic that it has of letting you get in the back of trucks and teleport into places is a huge time save in this game as well. So yeah, the box is just unbeatable in 3. I made a big thread about it once on Twitter just because I love the box so much and I'm a massive dork.
No, we like all of your hot takes. At least I do.
But yeah, this is the unskippable cutscene. Interestingly, when Vulcan tortures you here, you can hold the menu, and Snake won't take any damage, which doesn't really matter for the gameplay. But there's a mechanic called life bars used on the score screen, and as you take damage, you take life bars of damage, and it comes up on the score screen. So it's a good way to lessen that amount. And if you go for what we call a perfect stats, where you have all zeros on the score screen, then just hold the menu here like this. I'll show you.
Okay.
So I'm just holding R2, and then Snake won't actually take any damage as long as you don't let go of it the whole time. You won't take any of the damage.
Yeah, normally each of those punches will lower your health a little bit.
Answer me.
Wow, so does this work on every version?
Yeah, it's it's supposed to. It's like a mechanic that's supposed to be there. As far as I can tell, I don't think there's a mistake.
Well, it's kind of weird because usually the inventory freezes time when you open it, right? But this is like a scripted thing with Vulcan's speech in the background.
Yeah, I bet you made Vulcan feel pretty silly with that one.
So like halfway between a cutscene and gameplay.
Nice moves.
Now we're spinning Snake 10 times. Apache's counting 10 spins.
I love how people tested this in Delta at TGS.
Yeah, first thing people checked is can you still spin him around till he throws up?
That's the first thing I'm checking, yes.
It's just the fastest way to get out of the cell is to throw up, and the fastest way to knock out Johnny is to do 2 punches and then equip the revolver and do 3 swipes. Just gotta be careful with my smoke grenade here. If you miss, I need both those smoke grenades, and it's the only thing that I can hit the Keratan with. So if I miss one smoke grenade, I have to reset the room. And that trick's frame perfect. I'll know if I've got it in a sec. Basically throw the item out and then equip the smoke grenade, which silences my footsteps.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Here we can just go in a straight line. It won't matter. But the next area is also kind of odd.
I always say for this room, I'm always complaining about how hard every room is, but that room's not hard at all. It's just hold left.
So here, for some reason, which might have to do with the caution, might have to do with the smoke grenade, the searchlight simply does not spot you.
Yeah, okay. Today, while I was practicing, asked me why it happened, and I was like, I have no idea. I have no idea.
That alert you heard there from the dog is not a real alert. The way the dogs work in this game, they alert twice. The first time is just kind of their own alert, and if you don't interrupt them in some way, like with the smoke grenade here, they will alert a second time after a couple seconds. That will alert the guards, and it will count as a real alert. So getting spotted by the dog and getting interrupted by the smoke grenade didn't count as an alert.
And they can never they can't cause an alert at all if they don't have any humans present.
No guards, yeah.
So like here, if we're slow, you'll see them, but there's 2 dogs that are going to chase us through these sewers. They can't actually cause a game over screen because they can't make an alert. They can only maul you to death, I guess.
Yeah, if there's a guard alive anywhere in the area you're in, no matter how far, the dogs will alert them. Which is kind of annoying sometimes because in Grozingrad, there's often guards behind gates in other areas. which you could forget about.
Yeah, this is a strange area, and there's no keratin in the sewers, which is weird because it's so big. Like you'd expect that they'd put one somewhere in here, but no, this is one of the rooms that they decided not to.
I guess it was like too creepy of a place to put these adorable keratins.
That's like the one place where frogs belong, like in the sewers.
I love that logic, DRK. They messed up.
At least there's a couple rats. I don't know.
And there's no keratins during the Sorrow fight either, but it is all a dream, because whatever time you enter, the in-game timer, whatever time that reads when you enter the Sorrow fight, the time resets to that when you leave the Sorrow fight. So nothing you do during the Sorrow fight counts towards the in-game timer, and we didn't realize that until I think 2020 or 2021.
Okay.
Again, Appel and Major Zero were messing around on the emulator, and they came to they were trying to work out a discrepancy between two runs and why their in-game time and the real time was so different. And then eventually they realized that it was the Sorrow fight causing it. So technically, you could walk all the way to the end of the Sorrow fight, which takes minutes, and then get a world record run, and it'd just be longer for the sake of it. No one's ever done that yet. Break. But it would be funny.
Yeah, it would.
And in general, nothing you do in that fight counts, because the whole sequence is supposed to be a dream. Because what's really happening is a snake is passed out in the river. So it's just him. It's the Sorrow appearing to Snake in his dreams when he's passed out.
I think
so. Another curious detail is that you're not supposed to have your equipment there because you got captured and got taken away. But during the Sorrow, if you go in the menu, you have your equipment in your backpack, which you're not supposed to have. And any weapon, any ammo you use will not count.
Yeah, I think a lot of us agree that it's on purpose. The in-game timer resetting. It seems thematic. It seems like it's supposed to be like that.
It has to be because the whole sequence is supposed to just be in Snake's head. And when you call somebody during the Sorrow fight, they all act as if you got a game over, because what they're seeing is Snake floating in the river unconscious. So they all go like, Snake, 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 like that. You got your backpack you're not supposed to have, and the in-game timer doesn't count. I wonder if the continuous count, if you were to get a continue.
Yeah. If you get a continue, then the time counts towards the in-game timer. It's only the first time.
Yeah, because that's how the stats work. They just sort of get put on hold in between loading screens, and that continue is also a loading screen, which saves all your stats until then. It's interesting though. So here we're going to see the incredible properties of the box. And distract the guy, put these guys to sleep, and then we can just walk in front of them with the box.
Wow, just like that.
Because
I'm just so low to the ground, they can't see me.
The guards are more concerned with their friend being down than with the moving box in front of them. Here's a nice callback to MGS1 mechanics here. We could walk to the Shagahot's hangar, but if you just equip the box in the truck, it will take you there.
Oh, clever.
Yeah, because the box is labeled for this area, so they just take you there. Nobody checks inside the box.
I'm gonna go get the sneaking suit.
Oh yeah, sneaking suit. So it's probably worth it because it's just a few seconds here. But the sneaking suit is immensely helpful because
it's the other
there's a
one,
bunch of cool things.
It's the other one. Yes.
Yeah, it's the other one. It's in the Rykov locker. Yep. But the sneaking suit has overall high camo index, and it decreases all damage you take by half. Also decreases your stamina drain by half. So it's really, really good. Just to make sure that you'll get through things.
The reason it's nice to have
the body armor.
Yeah, the reason it's nice to have in Keratin is during the bike chase, I'm going to be aiming at Keratans that are in places that are near RPG guards, and generally, you can hit both, but most often you're going to get one or the other. So I'm going to have to prioritize the Keratan in a Keratan run. So I'm going to be eating some RPGs potentially. So
some RPG to the face.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's brutal damage if you get hit with a rocket on European Extreme.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I mean, it's a rocket to the face. You'd think it would hurt.
Yeah, you would assume so. This is another Keratin that I can quite easily forget sometimes. Sneaking Suit's also really good for the Volgin fight, because if you do get caught out with Volgin, he does do a lot of damage to you, especially in this first fist fight. And there is a Keratin during the Volgin fight, which you can only get here now during the Volgin fight. So when I first started doing Keratin, I thought that one that I hit upstairs was this one that I'm about to hit, but it's two different ones. So I'm gonna go behind him.
Nice.
And hopefully I can finish the fight here if I don't stand in front of his attack. Yes.
Yeah, let's go,
nice.
Apache.
So that is one kill? Maybe one of two kills? They're both kills are going to be Volgin.
The first time doesn't count as a kill.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It just doesn't. It just doesn't give you the.
It doesn't give you the camo.
Yeah. The game sound might go crazy loud here, so I'm sorry if it does. For some reason, this part of the game is just turned up to 11.
Yeah, they crank it up loud here for the dramatic effect.
And because I have the sneaking suit, I don't really worry about a few guards shooting me. All of a sudden, the damage isn't that big of a deal anymore, and I can be more patient and take the Keratans out in each room, because we still have Keratans in every room of the bike chase. These ones aren't too bad, but the ones on the runway, you have very limited time to hit them. And staying non-lethal, because I just like no-scoping with the Mosin gun.
It looks very swag.
It's very satisfying. No scoping people with the Mosin gun, yes.
I always joke, oh, check out my sniping montage. And there'll always be a few comments those enemies are stationary, they work the same every time. No, that's completely new information to me. I was being deadly serious.
That's awesome, though, that you were taking it so seriously.
You gotta have fun with auto scroller, right? It's
oh yeah,
it's like this every time. So you have to find ways to spice it up. In a tuxedo run, it spices up automatically because your camo index actually determines how often guards will shoot you. And DRK once pointed, I worked this out myself, but DRK pointed out to me that you actually get told in a codec in the game, the Major Zero tells you that your camo index will affect how often you get shot. I just realized
the guard's accuracy.
Yeah, I just realized that being in tuxedo, you die way more often in bike chase, and
it
did the
makes
deduction
enemies
that
more
way.
accurate. Yeah.
That's actually really good to know.
Yeah, you could be in the middle of an alert, but if you crouch down in some grass, 90% camo index, the guards will miss you while they're shooting.
You have to take out all those guards there, otherwise Eva will just park up here and she'll wait for them to turn up. If you have the Cold War camo and you let the guards come to you there, you'll just have a standoff forever. And just to test that, again, because I'm a really exciting person, I left the console on for a day to see if anything would happen. But no, the guards will just stand there saying, damn it, because they can't shoot you because you have Cold War camo on.
That's too funny.
There's one RPG guard at the end of that room, and I kept missing him in practice. And I said to DRK, I was like, I will hit that guard when I play later. And I did.
When it matters.
Yes, and you did. Hell yeah.
So here we're taking out just the passengers on the sidecar because they're the ones with more firepower and accuracy. Once you take them out, the guys that are left on the bike, they don't really do much damage. They only have little handguns and they're not too accurate. So we can focus on the frog here.
Yeah, I definitely hit it there.
I think you got it. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, now you definitely got it.
Yeah, I saw it move. These ones were hard for me.
I certainly think it gets easier in 60 FPS compared to like PlayStation 2 as well. Obviously, the PlayStation 2 version of this game is in 30 FPS. And then
also the resolution makes it much easier.
The resolution, yeah, and also the lag that you'd experience during this area as well. Like Bike Chase is one of the laggiest parts of the game. Now with like the most recent releases, it doesn't lag at all.
Do you think it's worth going through the recent releases like casually then?
I decline to comment.
That's fair, Apache.
Okay.
I'll take that.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll say probably for most people, you're not going to notice the little differences and things that are a little off or missing, and they're way more accessible now that they're on modern systems and PC and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
So yeah, if you just want to check out the games, it's the easiest, most accessible way to do so.
It's a minor upfront investment, right? It's like a minor upfront investment to check out the Master Collection. It's not that expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
It's both accessible and it's not that expensive and it's practical for most people who want to check out the games. But if you get into the nitty gritty of all the different versions of all the different content, all the different the controls, the lighting, the colors, the frame rate, all that stuff, then there's something to be said about every version of the game.
Oh yeah.
That's worth checking out. But that's for the more hardcore fans. So I don't blame people who just, Master Collection, PC, PS5, done, easy. Definitely do it.
Thanks for your input.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the most balanced I've ever heard your take on Metal Gear.
I'm trying to keep it, balanced.
No, you are right though. You are right.
It's a good way for people to have access to the series. It's not necessarily the best way to play.
Damn it. Okay, so I was trying to loop the Shagohod there, but I messed up the initial shot. Oh, that was a good glancing shot. But yeah, I've hit the Keratin in this room. You might be able to hear it going off.
Yeah,
but the Shagohod's kind of he's kind of bugged out now. So he's going to do weird stuff. The Shagohod is a very strange, buggy fight. The way Eva drives during this fight, she can literally drive into the Shagohod if you shoot the treads at weird times. And here we go. I thought she was going to do it there. It would have been cool to show it. I always say Eva can drive into the Shagohod, but I've never actually been able to show it off. It's completely, it's not meant to happen.
she doesn't feel like it right now.
I'm just trying to... Every time I hit the back, it sparks for 5 seconds. And I'm trying to stay at the back of it for as long as possible. So that means hitting the back as early as I can, so I can hit it again as soon as the invulnerability wears off. And then sometimes it'll let me damage the treads immediately and stay behind it. But this has been a strange fight, to be honest. I need 2 more hits on it. But yeah, is she gonna do it? She got close. She really wanted to drive into it then.
She's thinking about it.
So here we're actually gonna kill Volgans. This is the only time we're not gonna use a Foxhound strat, I guess, is we can get a kill anyway, because we'd have to do something to get rid of the Foxhound rank, and killing Volgan, it takes 1 less cycle with the SVD compared to the Mosin Nagant. It takes 3 shots instead of 4. But yeah, Volgan fight. Tough fight.
Yeah, nicely done. more Carotans to acquire.
Yeah, same again. Just shoot the gunners off the bike. If you shoot the drivers, the bike will crash, and then new bikes can spawn in, but it can only ever show 3 bikes on screen at once. So if we just get rid of the gunners, they can't hit you that often. With the drivers will actually pull out pistols. They can't hit you that often, so we can just chill and watch the cinematic camera.
That's also good to know. There are some Carotans on this road or like the next road, yeah?
It's right at the end. There's
Right
like a
at the end.
checkpoint right at the end, and there's an RPG guard sat in the back of a car, and underneath the car is the Kerotan. So you basically get the chance to either shoot the Kerotan or shoot the RPG guard. If you fancy, you can hit both, but it is a little bit awkward. A good trick, if you're playing casually, you can get the Cold War camo, and then you can just look at the RPG guard while shooting the Kerotan, and the RPG guard won't fire because you're wearing Cold War, which is Vulcan special camo. If a guard's looking at you, he won't fire at you from the front.
Nice.
Which, thinking about it, I probably should have just done that, but you know, it's too late to go back.
I was just thinking whether it's worth doing Vulcan non-lethally just for that.
It is quite a bit slower. It is quite a bit slower to do non-lethal. And
yeah, the SVD is very good.
But for like, you know, a safety strat for Marathon, yeah, maybe it is worth it.
Got it.
Yeah, I accidentally killed the guard as well, but you know, it goes down like that. So yeah, that's why we got the sneaking suit, because we're likely to eat RPGs. Yeah, I'm gonna hit this this next Kerotan's. It's like at the start of the room. It's actually on that rock there. So you see how much these platform guards do to you? Like, they do so much damage. Ridiculous. Basically, the middle one is my enemy, and every time I get rid of him, he'll spawn in again, and he can take a random path, like, up to me. But once he gets above me, like, I literally can't hit him anymore. It's impossible. He can get in a position that's right above your head, and he'll just keep...
Yeah, sometimes he gets so close that Snake has to put his rifle away to the side. Like when you're next to a wall or something.
And they can also, when you shoot them down, they can crash land on top of you, and they can also light you on fire as well. And it's just completely random, depending on where you hit them and what trees they crash into.
I bet you can afford to get hit by the log now.
Yeah, I always thought, like, it did, like, your full health bar, basically, but...
Nah. He's not going for it.
No, I don't want to get hit by a full log. I'm good.
I heard it's faster.
You get a speed boost when you hit it, something like that.
I have no idea.
My friend Totorock, he's been working on like mods for this game. He's done one where like it's invisible enemies, so all the enemies and bosses are completely invisible. And one of the things I asked him to do, he was talking about like making a hard mode for this game basically. And one of the things I asked him to do was to make that log require like way more damage. I just thought it'd be funny, like if you had to like put 30 bullets into it before it'd break.
That would be funny.
I'm just imagining like a barrier with Vulcan's face on it instead of the log. But yeah, the modders, they're becoming like more and more. They're getting more and more knowledge of how to mess with these games and coming out with all kinds of stuff. It's really cool to see.
What are some?
Now that they're on PC, it opens up so many possibilities, modding, and especially since all the files are just sitting there unencrypted.
What would you say are like some of the more fun mods?
I mean, I would say invisible enemies and bosses, but when I asked him to make it, he was like, "What is wrong with you?"
I could see that.
Some of the mods I've come across are actually really interesting, where you can swap out the characters' animations.
Oh.
So you got like a punch kick animation for Snake and different one for Rykov. You can give Rykov's cartwheel animation to Snake. you can implement the crouch walking mechanic from the 3DS version of the game into the PC version.
Oh, weird. They're getting creative.
Yeah, the game is not balanced for that at all. It's not supposed to be like that at all, but you can, interestingly enough.
I gotta give a shout out to Avarest as well, who made the Minecraft overhaul mod for MGS3.
Oh my gosh, like the whole thing, just Minecraft?
The whole game is Minecraft textures and even replaces like lines in the subtitles for the script.
Oh my gosh.
It's in my opinion, it was really funny. It was totally out there to play, and when you play it, you can just see how much like love went into making it.
Aw, sure, yeah. That's cool though. We were just talking about Minecraft like before the show today.
Nap time for Eva.
Good night, Eva.
And they also did a Christmas overhaul mod for MGS3, which I will always play at Christmas now. It's the new Christmas. It has like its own Christmas story within it. Like it's I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, if you like MGS3 and you play like Master Collection on PC, definitely check out the Christmas mod. It's at Christmas time, of course.
So you'll be doing this at Christmas, presumably.
Every Christmas, as forever.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to be looking forward to that. Now, Eva's like injured, right? Are there things that you're doing to kind of like make her move along a little quicker?
So what we should do is stay really close to her, and she will take better paths. When you call her, if you stay really close to her, she will take like the best path because she's following you exactly. When you're a little bit further out, she can take worse paths. But I'm also trying to put the camera out so I can see where there's a group of guards who are chasing us. And I need to see where they are, because if they get too close, I have to do things to them. So it's like a balance between, I want Eva to take the best paths, but I don't want the guards to get too close either. So
right.
It seems to have turned out okay. What time are we on, by the way?
Let's see if we can get Richard with the time. For me, it looks like around 1:18.
Okay, cool. Just got to concentrate because there's a bunch of stuff in this room that can go wrong. When guards are in caution, they act in really strange ways. Like if they get shot, or if they hear a noise, they'll like run towards you rather than what they do if they went in caution. Basically, I'm like, I need to concentrate and then try and explain the caution mechanics of the game standard. Can't help myself.
Well, yeah, you know a lot about the game and you're just sharing it with us.
So, this is a special sneaking area. It's like the last sneaking area of the game, where there's this permanent caution. As you might notice, it's not going down, and all the enemies act a little differently when they're in caution. They notice and spot you immediately when they see you. Under normal circumstances, you have a fraction of a second between where they see you when they actually alert. But that's all gone with caution here. And then they will take cover if you miss a shot next to them. And if you keep kind of creating too much commotion, they will eventually know where you are and just straight up run towards you. So you gotta stop them in some way. And also, since it's a special kind of like sneaking area protocol, these guys, they have different mechanics, kind of like when you fight the ocelots, where they stay asleep. And they don't really wake each other up if they notice somebody being down. But it kind of makes up for it with that added AI and reaction time.
For the PlayStation 2 version, it's one of the ways they would get more enemies on screen. Like,
because they don't have to handle the AI of the other enemies, or that part of the AI that has them noticing each other and waking each other up. Yeah, that makes sense actually.
This is the final boss, by the way.
All right, we got the boss now.
Yeah,
I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb.
Oh,
You better run.
that hurt.
Brace yourself.
There we go. So we just counter her CQC grab at the right time. And get her stuck a little bit of a loop here with a couple stun grenades.
It's so awkward because we're like right next to a tree.
Yeah. So the stun grenade is going off just as soon. Oh, that was a little too early. Yeah. Basically, as soon as she gets up from that attack, the stun grenade will distract her again. Oh, nice. We got the frog in the middle of the fight.
Nice shot, damn.
Stop shooting me.
So each time you get hit by the boss's bullets, there's a pretty high likelihood you get injured. Which, on top of just a little chip damage that it does, by getting hit, if it gives you an injury, that takes a big chunk of health away immediately. So it can be quite scary when you're under fire there and you don't know if the next bullet is gonna take a little bit of health or a big chunk of health. And with that little health, I think we would have died. But that's it. It is over now. Another unskippable cutscene.
We have unskippable cutscene, and then you have one little confrontation in the wig. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I hit every Keratin. I don't think I missed any.
Well, yeah, when I meant it's over, it's in terms of the Keratans. We got all the Keratans. There's one little gameplay segment left here.
Beautiful unskippable cutscene.
Beautiful run, dude.
Yeah, seriously.
I know. I'm thinking that I might have like lost world record by getting those continues, but it still could be. So I'm not 100% sure.
Those
But
continues, it's typical. MGS3 is the way I put it is a bunch of relatively simple things, but there's so many of them that eventually you're gonna mess something up. Something really simple, most likely.
Kill me now. Do it.
It just gets you through sheer numbers.
obviously, I'll go to the score screen. I'll call time. We'll end, and then I'll go to the score screen afterwards. But this run has a shot of being world record.
One boss and one snake.
Boss, no.
I'm gonna skip here. I'm gonna pick the middle revolver, as my good friend Vermilion always says. And its time's coming up when I fire the last shot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time. Yeah, no, it won't. I don't think it is.
GG,
yeah, no, I don't think it will be. But yeah, no, it's just too much of a costly mistake and too many safe strats. But damn.
Well, yeah, you did some safety procedures as well.
Yeah, but I mean, like, other than that, like, that was a clean run. Like, really well done, Apache. Thank you so much for being here. I want to see this Keratan number.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I've told you before, like, privately, but being on Hotfix the first time and you invited me on Time Capsule, it was like the first big stream I'd ever done in my whole life, and I was so nervous. I remember my hands were literally shaking because I was like, I had so much anxiety about doing it, and I'd never done anything like that before. And from that point on, I've I've done so many different events. I've ran my own events for charity, online, in person. I'm part of the team at UKSG running events 3 times a year. Like, I've done so much, and I can always trace it all back to being on this channel for the first time and being in your event. So thank you for having me then, and thank you for having me now as well.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to hear that you have gained confidence in yourself, because you're amazing, and this run was amazing. Like, the commentary and everything, like, you've put so much hard work into MGS3 and the things that you're doing, and I appreciate you being here a lot. Gosh, I'm not tearing up. You're tearing up.
And of course, massive thanks to Days for being here. Always comes, like, I don't know anyone on the planet who's watched my runs as much as Days. Like every single day, all my practice, like we always hang out together, and I really appreciate you always being there for me.
Of course.
And DRK, obviously you're an absolute master of this game.
Not nearly as much as you.
And Metal Gear in general.
For having me.
Like I always say this. I know you're gonna hate me for saying this, but I never stream. Don't follow my stream. I never stream. I stream like once a year or something. But DRK does stream all the time on Outer Heaven. It's an amazing channel. I've done probably more streams on his channel than I've done on my own. Day streams on there as well. There's a lot of Metal Gear and in-depth runs. You will learn something every single time you come and watch Metal Gear played on that channel, I promise you.
I've definitely learned a lot from DRK this run, especially. And yeah, Outer Heaven is a great channel. So if y'all haven't followed that up, you need to do that immediately.
Hey, thank you so much for the shout out, and thank you so much for having me, of course. And we're absolutely honored to have Apache stream in Outer Heaven every time.
Yeah,
because that's kind of the one thing that I don't do. Like, I'm not a speedrunner. I just happen to know the game well. And, inevitably we cross paths with Apache. And yeah, it's amazing having him do runs on my channel. And for everything else, I try to cover and share the knowledge. And we constantly have people coming in there and, reporting things, whether it's tweets or something from like a magazine or a guide or an interview. There's always something new. The beauty of these games is always behind the scenes and its developments.
Oh, yeah.
We're still learning things. Even
if you like the little tidbits of things to learn behind each game's development, all the different mechanics, all the different Easter eggs, secrets, that's what I do.
Hell yeah. And Apache, you were working on the Kojima podcast. I did start watching an episode of that recently. How has that been in terms of like, for you, like as a fan of Metal Gear, like growing that channel?
It was never, the Kojima Frequency was the 37th episode. They had me on as a guest. And then a few weeks later, Days said to me, hey, do you want to come be a host temporarily? In fact, oh my God, it's because Fingers left. Fingers asked his girlfriend to marry him today, and she said yes. So shout out Fingers, one of my closest friends. I meant to say that during the run, and I totally forgot because I get overwhelmed easily. But yeah, Kojima Frequency is me, Days Ahead, Fingers, and Nitroid. And I was a guest on the 37th episode, and then they asked me to come back and stand in as a host for a while, and then I just refused to leave. I'm not leaving. But yeah, it's an absolute joy. We're on, I want to say, episode 112 now. So,
oh my gosh,
we new one out every 2 weeks. David Hayter has been on there. If you're more into if you're more into your music, we had Daryl Plumbo of Glassjaw on there because he likes Metal Gear. But yeah, a lot of the voice actors from the games, a lot of content creators are around the games. DRK has been on there.
Christopher Randolph convinced me to get a sous vide. I used that today.
Nice.
Yeah, if you want to listen to the Christopher Randolph episode, we talk about steaks for, no joke, like 40 minutes. And it's one of my favorite episodes we've ever done.
It's actually kind of funny. You said it was the 112th episode because that's like today is the 112th episode of Time Capsule. Also,
no way. That's yeah. That's fun. That's so funny.
That's very strange, but there's some magic in numbers. So there you go.
It's like synchronicity. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, apologies for the credits. They're so long, but we do get a score screen at the end. Wouldn't it be funny if I missed a Keratin? I don't think I'm pretty certain I haven't.
I'll be honest, I wasn't watching during the Shagahod Phase 1. Did you get that one?
Yes.
Yeah, you got that one.
I think that's the one that I wasn't sure about, that I didn't see.
It all happens like so quickly. There's no way for me to count all the Keratins, but it looked clean. I heard the sound when I could, the little ribbit.
It's one of the things they don't tell you when you first get into doing marathon runs. it flies by so fast. You're like, 3, 2, 1, go. And then you'll wake up like 30 minutes into the run and you'll be like, how did I get here? This felt like no time has passed because you're just yapping the whole time.
It really does feel like that, yeah.
This music is absolutely blowing my ears out, and I think I'm okay with it.
I do like it. It's a enjoyable song, but we also have Ocelot yapping at the end as well.
Oh yeah, my cat.
It's like a full 2 minutes.
My cat shut off the console when Ocelot was about to speak, and I had to watch the credits again.
Jealous of another cat.
Mm-hmm. True.
I understand, sir, but they were necessary. I once did a PS3 run for an event, and as soon as we called time and ended the stream, my PS3 plug just died. My PS3 stopped. I'm like, wow, that was like perfect timing. It's gonna do it.
Is that how your PS3 died?
That was that one at a time, different PS3.
You killed multiple PS3s?
Yeah.
Dang it. How is it that I've been doing this for like 15 years and never killed the PS3? But okay.
There's still time.
We can't talk about my inexplainable controller graveyard as well. Like I go through controllers like way too fast as well.
I believe it because I can hear
yourself.
Yeah.
Play. You can hear all the click clack.
It's like
the controller. Yeah, he goes hard on his controllers.
Well, Apache Smash. I get it now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we will have missed record. I think world record is like 136. I think if we finished at 125, this will be like 137. So we're like a minute off, something like that. But I'd just enjoy it if I got the Keratin rank, to be honest. I'd be super happy with how I played. 2 continues, European Extreme. As you can see, it's it's kind of rough.
I mean, there's definitely you can easily shave off some time from all the stuff you were doing here because it was marathon strats. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm wondering, Apache, do you think you'll work on this run more? Like after this?
I'm gonna do nothing and play Final Fantasy 14 for the next few weeks, and then around the time when it's about to be GDQ summer submissions, then I'm gonna start speedrunning again. That's my plans.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect. I still gotta play Endwalker.
Same. Same.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, maybe me and you both can be playing until this summertime.
I'm on the American server, so yeah, that sounds great.
Oh, nice.
Ultros.
Let's go.
Primal baby.
Speaking of which, I've obtained.
Yeah, we got some Warrior of Lights in the chat.
It's a revolutionary new nuclear attack system.
But yeah, it was well worth like de-resting this to come and do this. It was so fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it a lot, Apache. I haven't really told many people this, but this is actually our second to last episode of Time Capsule for the foreseeable future. So the Keratin run was something that I was really looking forward to a lot, and you did not disappoint. So hats off to you for sure.
If it's going on break, I'm really grateful that I got to do it again because. I was super nervous the first time, and to be honest, I really wasn't nervous at all this time. Times have changed in 4 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everything can change in 4 years' time. So I'm happy that you have made so much progress with your commentary and just doing the runs for Marathon and stuff. It's very cool to see.
We'll get the score screen here. Did I get the rank? Did I get Keratin?
Did we?
Yes, I got Keratin, and that's world record. That's world record. Let's go.
Yo, let's go.
How's that for your second to last episode? A nice world record.
Yo, cheers, Apache. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
Nice.
Oh gosh.
Congrats.
That's amazing, Apache. I really can't thank you enough for being here. Do either you or the commentators have any extra shout outs you want to give before we wrap up tonight's episode?
Follow Twitch Out of Heaven.
Out of heaven.
Thank you. Well, I do see some of my viewers in the chat from my community, so you know who you are. Thank you. Good to see you guys, and it was a blast. This is, I believe, my second time commentating a run for Apache. It's not really what I do, but I will do it with him. It's always a good time.
Job.
It's always a good time.
You did a quality job.
Thank you, Apache, for inviting me, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Apache, for inviting me. Shout out to all the folks who came by, especially this late to join us. Shout out to Kojima Frequency listeners. Thank you for watching and supporting us. And thank you, GDQ, for having us and hosting us. And awesome job, Tippy. Thank you again.
Oh, for sure. Well,
whatever you do next, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but like whatever you do next, if you're taking a break from Time Capsule, whatever you do next, if there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. I'm always down to jump on whatever you've got going on. And thanks for having faith in me when I was like little baby, like little baby speedrunner.
Aw. This has been so fun. Thank you, Apache. Thank you, Days. Thank you, DRK. Yeah, I'm not sure what's next for me. The final episode of Time Capsule will be coming up in 2 weeks. So maybe I'll speedrun for all of you for the final episode. We will see. But that is a wrap for tonight's episode of Time Capsule. I've been your host, Smooth Operative. Thank you all so much for watching. For more hotfix, you can always check out the VODs on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And if you're watching this on YouTube from the future and you enjoyed the show,